Let's face it, the world needs speakers. The world needs messengers. The world needs heart-centered entrepreneurs like you, ready to take the stage, ready to bring people together in virtual events, to inspire people, to heal, to wake people up, and to transform lives. Speaking and taking the stage has given me everything. I used to be a high school teacher from Iowa, and now I'm training thousands of heart-centered entrepreneurs and speakers to take the stage all over the world.
Before Women Rocking Business, I was afraid to speak on stage and I didn't know how to monetize it. I didn't know where money was supposed to come from, so I just kind of shied away from the whole thing. But with what I've learned from Women Rocking Business, she's taught me how to be on stage, how to sell from the stage, how to have stage presence, all the points that I need to make sure that I hit to be able to monetize it. In the last year, I put on 3 events, one that made $200,000, another one that made $200,000, and another one that made $250,000 all in 1 year.
And when I took the stage and started doing regular workshops in the community, my business took off. And then I was enrolling patients in my program, and it enabled me within a few months to actually leave my hospital job. And this has changed everything because now I have time with my children that I didn't have before, time with my husband, time for self-care, time to be creative in my business. So it's been transformative.
So as a result of learning these skills, I have paying clients who have signed up as a result of me speaking, and I've been paid to speak on corporate stages. And I was on the TEDx stage this year.
The skills that I've learned at Women Rocking Business to really own my voice and step into speaking confidently have allowed me to start a podcast, do regular Facebook Lives and Instagram Live videos, to get out there and start hosting talks. I have felt so completely supported and welcomed every step of the way with Sage and the whole Women Rocking Business team.
We're gonna spend 7 days getting you all the tools that you need to create and fill and rock your virtual events. You'll also learn the 10 hottest stages that you can get on and how to land keynote speaking gigs so you can endlessly enroll your ideal clients.
My gosh, the model works. I was able to fully rock the stage and create over $200,000 and have 20 women say yes to my program, which is more than I've ever had. Now that I have these skills, I can just see how I'm going to continually grow and expand a sustainable income so that I can really have this freedom lifestyle that I have been dreaming about for so long.
Virtual events are incredibly powerful, and it's really helped me serve on a much higher level. We were able to bring over 6,000 women into the program over these last 2 years. You know, it's all due to Women Rocking Business.
So after I found Women Rocking Business, I was really able to expand my Facebook group, and then from there to implement strategies and tools, especially virtual events and challenges that I could get my audience really participating. And I did a masterclass called Magnetic Brand Strategy, which was 5 days. It was a virtual experience, and that ended up bringing in, I believe it was 120,000 in sales. And I believe it was something around 74,000 in cash. And so it was my biggest launch, and I felt so excited and just honored and celebrated by the women inside of Women Rocking Business.
We didn't know when the pandemic hit if what we did in person that was so deeply transformational and life-changing could convert well to the online platform. And what we discovered is that it can be even more powerful for people to transform in the safety of their own homes and be able to integrate our work into their lives in a much more expanded and grounded way. And the tools we learned from Sage helped us just launch to a whole new level of success and impact and transformation than we ever thought was possible.
And if my clients and I can have results like these, so can you.
If your dream doesn't scare you half to death, if your dream doesn't feel like it's too much that you're ever gonna feel, then you don't have a dream, you've got a plan.
Mwah! Let's rock this. Let's absolutely rock this. Welcome, welcome to the training on how to fill virtual events. And for those of you that want to lead live events, guess what? Filling virtual events leads to full and thriving live events. You are in the right place. If you want to change the world as a transformational speaker, raise your hand if that's you. You are in the right place if you know that a successful speaking business comes down to full events. You've got to learn how to fill events if you want to be a messenger in today's world. And raise your hand if you would be willing to be completely present here today and take away that biggest aha so that you can find the clients that are out there looking for you. Raise your hand if you've been getting tapped on the shoulder by something bigger. You are absolutely in the right place. If you want to be around a gaggle of powerful creatures, many women, and also some incredible humans, I am so excited to be here with you. Papa yes, if you're ready to learn something today that can help you make a lot more money and help you change the world. I've been seeing the chat blowing up with posts about some of you in Palm Springs and Vegas and Phoenix and Italy and 110-degree temps and 120-degree temps. And raise your hand if you would agree that if we want to heal our planet, we have got to heal humans. And the way to do that is by finding them and getting our message out and filling virtual events. I am so excited for today. We're going to get you so much good content. The community made you a 30-second welcome video, so we'll be right back. It is such an honor to be here with every single one of you. Congratulations for taking the time to be here to learn these skills, to find your clients online at such a time of great transformation. I want to invite you one more time to pop a yes in the chat if you would agree that the world is transforming and therefore transformational businesses are needed. Pop a yes in the chat if you have a transformation to bring to the world, even if you don't quite know what it is yet, even if you're not totally clear. Pop a yes in the chat if you know there's something tapping you on the shoulder, something wanting to make its way through you to be a contribution at this time, this crazy moment of great turning and the rise of AI and climate change and consistent challenges the world's facing. Pop a yes in the chat if you want to build a business that creates a lot of freedom for you, but also makes an impact, makes a positive impact. I love seeing those yeses come through. I'm so excited to get you this content today. It's my great honor to be reaching thousands of entrepreneurs and speakers all over the world. We have a lot of women here, but we have also a lot of humans here, men and incredible humans, diverse background, all ages. Pop a yes in the chat if you'd be willing to be one powerful group of luminaries today, ready to change the world. And in the upper right-hand corner, I'm going to invite you to click on gallery mode so you can see some of the other powerhouses that decided to show up today. Of all the things you could be doing on a Monday, you are here advancing yourself, getting more tools and more skills so you can find the people that are out there waiting for you. I'm going to invite you to put your beautiful face in the camera and just sparkle finger if you see some courage on this screen, if you see some incredible smiles on this screen. Sparkle finger if you're proud to be a part of a group that's willing to sparkle finger when someone tells you to. And in all honesty, I'm going to invite you to place your hand on your heart now and just take one more breath and actually drink in the fact that we have over 15,000 of you registered for this training. Hundreds are showing up live, and that transformational speakers are stepping up all over the world to change lives. Women, powerful women coming out of the corners of our globe to find each other, hold hands with each other energetically and say, it's my time. So on the count of 3, I want to invite you to unmute yourself and give the biggest, loudest, and proudest wahoo for every single powerful leader who has showed up today. Unmute yourself. Ow, 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 ow.
Y'all, so much love.
Got this.
Much love.
Oh, scared my cat.
You all are so beautiful. You are amazing. Your energy is amazing. This group just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Hello, Tony and Joanne and Robin and Serena and Lisa and Carol and Phyllis. Rena and Julie and Dawn. Oh my gosh, it's so good to be here with every single one of you. And I'm so excited to dive right in. So here's what we're going to get to today. We're going to be sharing the 5 most common visibility blocks. I've been doing this for 13 years now. We've built a community of almost 500,000 speakers and women speakers around the world. So we want to get you the strategies to reverse these blocks. We're going to get 3 proven ways to fill events into your hands, especially in a changing online landscape, teach you some AI hacks. And we're going to get you the key strategies to stand out online no matter what's happening in the world so you can really find your clients. Now, I want to welcome our new participants because we have over 1,000 new participants that came in over the weekend to join this particular training, because this particular training is positioned as a training that you can do on your own. Raise your hand if you've been participating in the challenge for 6 days. I see Tia, I see Julie, I see Helen, I see so many of you that are back for more. Patricia, we have some winners to announce today. Raise your hand if you'd be willing to open up your hearts and embrace our new members, our new students. Raise your hand if you would love to be leading events someday where you have new students come in. Raise your hand if you know that part of being in community is opening up your heart to the new incredible energy that's coming in. Thank you so much for being one powerful community today. And I want to let you know about something that my team just added to the calendar late last week. We have a coach-a-thon call that we added for Wednesday of this week. So many of you have been asking about the speaker superpowers that we've been talking about. We're going to help you identify your strongest and your weakest superpower so that you can up-level your sales skills and your speaker skills, specifically around your superpowers. So be sure to join us Wednesday at 11 o'clock. We'll have a lot more time for coaching. I know many of you have been attending these trainings. You've had your hands up, so we'll get way more of you up to the stage on Wednesday. Pop a yes in the chat if you think you can join us. And we have the Thought Leader live stream coming up Thursday. I just got a message from my dear friend, Marcy Scheimoff, this morning. She's so excited to teach you guys some of her newest, latest, and greatest entrepreneurial manifestation tools. Marisa Murgatroyd has supported almost 1 million people to launch their products, transformational products online. Reed Tracy is the CEO of Hay House Publishing. How many of you would like to be a best-selling author? You are not going to want to miss Thursday. Make sure you register for Thursday because it's its own event. You'll get a separate workbook. It's at womenrockingbusiness.com/thought leader. We'll pop that in the chat so you can get registered. I want to welcome our first-time students one more time and make sure that you know if you are watching us in the Facebook group, you can join us on Zoom. And I want to also let you know that for our new students, you are coming in on a training that's been going on for almost a week now. And guess what? You can actually access those replays. This is kind of like the coolest moment to come in because those replays are going to be up for 48 hours. So be sure to go watch those replays if you want to get any of the other trainings on how to make viral videos or how to position your offer. We also have a PDF for our new students. It's womenrockingbusiness.com/masterclass PDF. Again, that's womenrockingbusiness.com/masterclass PDF. If you would like to get the notes for today, and many of you already have your workbook, we are going to be announcing winners today for a contest we've been running all week. And for our new students, if you want to check out what we've been doing, you can also check out the CTAs in the Facebook group. We've been making videos. We've been creating talk titles. We've been creating gamification so that we can take our businesses to the next level. And I'll just be honest with y'all, there has never been a better time to start a message-based business. The personal development and mentorship industry is the second fastest growing industry, says Harvard. So if you're thinking, oh, my gift isn't needed, or somebody's already doing it better than me, I'm sure none of you are thinking about that. But for those of you that might have those gremlins going on, there is no accident that you're here, okay? If you have nervousness, if you sometimes feel like an imposter, what that actually means in my world is that you're stretching yourself. You're saying yes to growing your community as big as possible. You're saying yes to get your message out online, which means that you, as you learn how to fill online events, you're going to be able to be a part of this great movement of messengers on the planet. I also get super inspired by how much women are leading the personal development movement. Did you guys know? I'm sure you probably know that women are the buyers. Pop a yes in the chat if you are a woman and you like to shop. Did you know that women purchase 85% of all consumer goods? Therefore, if you are in the personal development industry, no matter what gender you orient toward, you are going to be selling to a lot of women. Okay. So if you are not a woman and you are on this line, I want to let you know you are so welcome here. We welcome every single human into our world. We are not an inclusive, closed door type of community. We are an open-hearted community. And that being said, we know that many of you, your clients are going to be women. Did you know that from 1995 to 2021, the number of female-owned businesses grew by 1.5 times the national average? And women of color are a catalyst behind this growth. Can we have an aha in the chat for that? Did you know that even through 2023, women are starting 1,200 new businesses per day, which is creating service, job opportunities. And I just want to also say the top paid leaders in the world are speakers, the actresses, the actors, the authors, the politicians, Hollywood stars, right? They're all speakers. So when you step into being a speaker fully and you fully commit, write this down if you're taking notes, you are giving yourself a raise just by saying, this is what I want to do. So check this out. Over 70% of event speakers are still men. We love men. And we want to put a stake in the ground for all of you getting your message out. And I just want to share this gender distribution of speakers by event type. Check this out. In every single category of type of event, there are more professional male speakers than women speakers, except for one area. Can you guys see that? Pop it in the chat. What's the one area that there are more women speakers than men? The one area. Yep, you got it right. Fundraising. Come on, y'all. This is powerful stuff. We have more female speakers in the philanthropic space than male speakers. I just think that says a lot. We love all humans, but can we just honor the feminine inside all of us that wants to give back to the world? Again, there has never been a better time to be a woman speaker. There has absolutely never been a better time to be a woman speaker and to do all the things that you might want to do, like change lives, write a book, take the stage, get on TEDx. Many of you know I used to be a school teacher from Iowa. It's a small town in the Midwest. Raise your hand if you know and love a school teacher. Raise your hand if you'd be willing to send some love out to school teachers. We need school teachers. I loved being a teacher and I loved the kids. And a lot of the kids confided in me, when their parents came home after drinking too much or forgot to pick them up from school or were mean to them. The kids oftentimes chose to confide in me. It was an amazing career. It was a heartbreaking career. It was an inspiring career. It was a rich career. Pop a yes in the chat if you can relate to this, just the pains of the world. Now, not all teachers choose to go all in the way that many teachers do. I went all in as a teacher. I was a really good teacher. I'm proud to say I won awards. As one of the youngest teachers, I was oftentimes brought in to speak to the other teachers about how I was getting such good results with my students. There was a teacher that didn't like me. Her name was Miss Beckerman. I don't know what it was. I triggered her. I brought something up in her. I was on my healing journey. I had other passions as a teacher. I did training in yoga, hypnotherapy. I did vision quests. I did nature as medicine training. I did pranic healing training. I think I said Reiki training. I did yoga training. I got so inspired by yoga that I started a weekly after-school yoga club. Sometimes I had 70 or 80 kids in my yoga class. We had to move yoga into the auditorium just so that everybody that wanted to come could come. The principal excused me from having to go to the Wednesday teachers meetings because he saw how valuable the yoga was. Miss Beckerman hated yoga. She told the kids not to come to my yoga class. She would walk by the yoga class and roll her eyes. When I wrote a grant for a compost bin to get at the school, like a big industrial compost bin, I researched for hours. I wrote all kinds of paperwork. I did research. We got the compost bin, and Miss Beckerman came strutting into my classroom one day after school and said, "You're not going to change what's happening around here. You need to just accept what teaching is. Standardized tests and meetings. Stop trying to be a shining star." She says, "The parents are not going to like this compost bin. If you put that thing outside our windows, we're going to smell it." I had done the research. The compost bin, they only opened it up one time per week at 5 p.m. Miss Beckerman hated it. When I went and got my coaching certificate, Miss Beckerman found out that I was teaching a class at the local library on living your purpose in your career. And she came strutting in my classroom and said, "What do you think the principal's going to say if he knows you have a side gig? You might as well just simmer down and show up with your head down like the rest of us. You're never going to have health insurance with a startup coaching business. Your dreams are too big." She said, "My sister just quit her job to be a life coach and ended up on food stamps." Raise your hand if you can relate to this. The problem was there were a lot of times that I believed her. There were a lot of times that I figured she was right, that I couldn't do it, that I wasn't going to succeed. I remember that I had signed up for a weekend conference, kind of like the one you signed up for today. And I almost canceled going because Miss Beckerman's voice was in my head and I was crying myself to sleep every night that my dreams were probably way too big for me. But at the last minute, I decided to go, and I sat in a room just like the one we're sitting in virtually right now. And I cried my eyes out and I put a stake in the ground that whatever tried to steal my dreams, I was not going to let that happen because I had a dream that was too big. And what happened when I stepped away from teaching was that I actually didn't fail. I actually succeeded. I hired mentors. I learned how to fill virtual events. And I actually filled my first 5,000 person event. And then I grew $1 million company. And then I grew a multi-million-dollar company. And I fell in love with business. And I realized that business is how I was going to help change the world. And I realized that I could do so much good with business. And I fell in love with making money. And I fell in love with raising money for philanthropic causes. And I'm putting a stake in the ground that whatever has been stealing your dreams, the decision that you made to be here today is a part of the great turning inside you. You can trust yourself. You can trust your dream. We're living in circumstances on our planet right now that some of us never thought we'd be living in. We're getting tapped on the shoulder in ways we thought we'd never get tapped on the shoulder. But I'm putting a stake in the ground that you do not let the Miss Beckerman inside your head or outside of your head rob you of the truth that you know is happening through you. You have insights, you have answers, you see things that other people don't see. Your visibility and your future clients are dependent on you not believing the lies in your own head that you are not good enough. And so I want to invite you all to take a nice deep breath. And as the music fades out, the last part of the story is that last time I went back to Eugene, Oregon, where I taught high school, I ran into Miss Beckerman at the farmer's market. And she took one look at me and she said, "Sage, it's pretty obvious you're doing well." And then she said, I told my sister to go to your event. She said, good job. She gave me a little nod. And then she walked off to purchase some organic kale. And I remember thinking to myself, isn't that the universal joke? And so I want to say to every single one of you, you better get out there and you better show them what you're capable of, because we need all of you, all humans, all women, all ages, all colors, getting your gorgeous message out into the world. And so many years ago, when I was teaching in that high school with Miss Beckerman, I started dreaming about the fact that I knew women could change the world. I knew women had answers. Many of us women here are standing on our grandmother's shoulders and our great grandmother's shoulders, women who weren't able to open their own bank accounts. And now we know we have answers to help save the world. My vision has always been women and heart-based leaders taking the global stage. And because I said yes to doing all of this, I've gotten a chance to travel around the world with mentors like Lynn Twist and Lisa Nichols. I've gotten a chance to fly women over to my events. And on the next slide, you'll see I've gotten a chance to create a movement of some of the most powerful and amazing women I could ever imagine. I started in 2012 and I gathered 50 women together and we had a business conference down on the beach. And halfway through the conference, we stood in a circle and locked our dreams into place. And by 2013, we had over 100. And by 2014, we had over 200 women. And by 2015, we had over 300 women. And in 2016, it was stormy, but we had 400 women show up. And in 2017, we did the event, but it rained, so we couldn't go outside. It was pouring. And in 2018, we had over 500 women just down the street from where I now live in Santa Cruz, California. I got to buy my dream home in my gorgeous ocean view neighborhood. In 2019, I had nearly 600 women in the circle. And you guys know what happened in 2020. And my question to you is, will you be part of the 2023 sisterhood? Because we are coming back together, y'all, and we're getting together live in September. And the truth is that your life has been a PhD program preparing you for this next chapter of your message. And so my question to you is, how has your life prepared you to be the speaker that you're being asked to be? I was a school teacher who was on a healing path. I saw the pains of the world. What was it like for you? Pop one sentence into the chat. How has your life been like a PhD program preparing you to be the speaker that you're being asked to be? Pop a line in the chat. Give me one thing that you've been through that you know you are supposed to help other people with. And I've got a sister here who's been watching me since the very beginning, since I could barely get 6 people in a room. She is a dear friend and a dear sister, and now she trains the majority of our clients to rock businesses. Her name is Deborah Artura. She says, if we're going to change the world and make money living it, taking the stage is the doorway. Deborah Artura, I'm so proud to be with you today.
I am so honored to be with you, Sage, and all these incredible humans. I am seeing so much radiance on my screen. It's incredible to feel your hearts in the chat, so much what you've survived. I'm just looking at what you've gone through to be the speaker you're here to be, what you've gone through that's informed the message that's yours to bring. It's incredible the amount of adversity and challenge and painful experiences. And look at you all here today. Give me a sparkle finger if you are proud of yourself for choosing to be here in this moment to keep getting the tools you need to take that next step. Sage, it's so incredible to be alongside you and to get to support you all to get these tools here that we've got for you today.
I love this. Joanne says, I've recovered from abandonment and abuse, and now I'm supporting women and foster kids to thrive. You know, Joanne, I just have tears in my eyes. Christy says, I struggled to move through pain, trauma, grief, and loss, here to help others. Jacqueline says, widowed at 34, got clear on who I really am. Jacqueline, yes, and here to support others. Bridget, from bankruptcy and divorce to true empowerment. Sharon says, every time I've been knocked down, I gained strength. So beautiful, so powerful. Can you feel the Shiro's journey? Sylvia was also a school teacher, seeing the pain of the world, but on a journey of true empowerment. Nancy has transformed PTSD as an adoptee, is now on solid ground and ready to serve her community. I have chills and tears in my eyes. Y'all inspire us so much. So, if you are in a position where maybe you still have a job that you'd like to transition away from, maybe you're launching a speaking business and you're just not sure where to start. You might be overwhelmed by kind of the mountain of all the technology that it takes. Some of you are making money. You already are making money. You started your business, but maybe you're just feeling burned out and like you're not quite sure how to take it to the next level. It hasn't been working as much as you want it to. And maybe some of you are ready to claim your message. And you're wanting to make a big difference in the world. And again, you could just use a little support. Pop a note in the chat. Which one of those is true for you? Who has a job they'd like to step away from? Who's already started your speaking business? And it's just a little bit maybe overwhelming sometimes. I see some of you feeling burned out. I see some of you saying all of the above. I see some of you saying, I want to step away from my job. I want to step away from teaching. Some of you are starting for the first time. Yes, yes, yes. Claim your birthright. So let's talk about these primary blocks that stop us, Deborah. So I've been doing this for 13 years, y'all. And what I found is that there are, and I've surveyed, thousands of my clients, and we've really identified these 5 key fears and 5 key blocks that really do stop or slow down many speakers and aspiring speakers and messengers. Deborah, you want to support with this?
I would love to, because I want us to be able to take a moment, just feel when you hear me read these words, which of these really lands for you, right? Are you afraid that nobody's going to show up, that kind of nobody's coming to my party syndrome? Or maybe you're afraid that they will show up and that you're going to be the one who fails them. You might be feeling like you're going to forget what you wanted to say. You're going to take that stage and then freeze. Maybe you're afraid that you're going to be judged or get some negative feedback that might break you. Or maybe you're somebody who's actually afraid that it's going to rock and then everyone's going to want to be a piece of you, right? And that's what's holding you back. So drop in the chat. I see some of you already are. Awesome. Drop in the chat. Which one of those is you? And remember, the little pencil is the symbol for fill in the blanks in your worksheet or your workbook. So I'm seeing a lot of 1 through 4s. A few of you out there are 5s. Yeah, afraid of the judgment, afraid that no one's going to show up, right? These are all really vulnerable feelings. Thanks for taking a moment to really connect with what's that fear for you. And the good news is that when we know what our big fear is, then we can open to what's the possibility to help us get on the other side of it. Sage, you want to share that?
Absolutely. I would love to. So my favorite remedy for the fear that nobody's going to show up is that we can actually teach you to fill a room. We're going to be teaching you a couple of our favorite strategies today. When you feel confident that you have strategies to always fill your masterclass or your Zoom room or your live event, you don't have to freak out. And when you're in the Women Rocking Business community, we actually have guaranteed ways of getting people in your event. We attend each other's events as a surefire way to protect you from that isolation. And when you have some of your friends and sisters in the room, it just raises the vibration. So anybody who comes from the public is going to come into a warm room. It's very powerful that we do that. The fear of they'll show up and you'll fail them. What I want to invite you to do is take a breath and actually trust the desire that you had to even do this business or show up here in the first place. Desire can be translated to of the sire, of the kingdom or the queendom of heaven, the queendom of the highest, desire of spirit, of the holy. What if there was no accident that you're here? What if there is something bigger tapping you on the shoulder and that every idea comes with its own infinite supply? What if the universe really did have your back? That has absolutely been my experience and my clients' experience. And of course, the more you get prepared, the more you'll be able to trust and rest into just showing up. So if you're worried that you're going to just forget and go blank and forget what you wanted to say, I want to recommend that you dial in your intro. How are you going to intro your event, right? We've been talking about starting an event with engaging questions. You heard me ask engaging questions in the very beginning of this event, right? To get clear on what does that intro sound like and what does your offer sound like. What I've found is that if you're taking notes, maybe write this down. The two parts of your talk that you're most nervous for are usually your intro and your offer. So if you get extra prepared for those two parts, you'll be able to relax more. I love this remedy for you'll be judged and get negative feedback. Madonna says, I love Madonna. Can I have a yes in the chat if you love Madonna? Madonna says, when it comes to visibility, the more judged you are, the more money you're going to make. Right? I invite you to take a breath into that one, right? If you do have judgment happening, it's because you're probably getting visible and you've attracted enough attention to end up with maybe a couple of naysayers. But guess what? Raise your hand if you would agree with me that when you judge people, they're probably people that are successful. It's probably because you're doing something right. So pop a yes in the chat if you'd be willing to breathe through the fear around other people judging you. And let's be honest, people are way less focused on you than you think they are. They have their own lives to attend to. And what if judgment weren't the worst possible thing? Because what if with some of that judgment that might come your way, there was also respect? There was also respect. And then there's the fear, oh my gosh, what if my event actually rocks and everybody wants a piece of me? Raise your hand if you have this one. I'm afraid of the responsibility that's going to come with a business. This is going to be so important, you guys. Write this down. What if responsibility actually equals freedom? I used to be so afraid that too many responsibilities would restrict my freedom. And then I learned that it's actually the opposite. The most successful people on the planet have a lot of responsibility, but they have so much resource that they can enlist support in getting everything done. Who here would like to have more than enough money so you never have to worry about money again? Pop a yes in the chat if you would love to experience what it feels like to never have to worry about where the money's going to come from. And imagine if you have some responsibility, you've stepped into the position of business owner or maybe even CEO, but you have more than enough money to hire people to help you, to hire a lawyer if you need a lawyer, to hire a support system, hire someone to make your food, hire a personal chef, hire someone to drive you places. Can you feel this? This is what allows the most successful people on the planet to be highly responsible. They are also highly supported and they can do anything they want. They can go where they want, when they want, with who they want. Take a breath and let yourself feel that, because that's been my experience. I never had the kind of freedom I have as a school teacher. I live where I want. I own an oceanside home. I fly around the world. I fly first class when I want to. And I get to work with the most incredible humans on the planet. So raise that hand one more time if you are willing to be responsible, to step up, and to say my message matters enough that I am going to stretch myself. I see the hands going up. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know, your greatest fear is oftentimes not that you are inadequate. It's that you're powerful beyond measure. I love this quote. I think it's very important for us to remember that we are usually the most afraid of our own power. So let's actually take a moment, Deborah, and let's talk about what it's actually going to take for you guys to fill your events and get more people's eyeballs on you. So the first thing is that you have got to solve a specific problem with your events. You cannot say, I'm doing an event on world peace if nobody knows who you are and expect the world to come. It just doesn't work that way. We need to actually solve a real problem that people are struggling with. So the first hack to fill virtual events, grab your workbook, is to micro niche. We call it micro niching for momentum. It used to be that just choosing a niche was enough. Now we want to invite you to get even more specific, to be willing to stand out in a crowded market, because people aren't looking for just a solution. They want more of an individualized solution that really matters to them. It's not even enough to just say, I can help you lose weight. How are you going to do that? Are you going to help me lose weight holistically? Are you going to help me lose weight without dieting? How are you different than other weight loss mentors? Do you want to talk a little bit more about what this could look like in a headline?
I love this. So that specific message with an individualized kind of solution. On the next slide, you'll see that we want to keep this really simple. We want to save your potential clients brain calories. You don't want to make your potential clients work hard. So you want to remember to keep it simple, right? And when we say keep it simple, a good filter for keeping it simple is using what we call 12-year-old language, really specific and to the point. And there are so many AI hacks to use to actually get to know your client. You can teach AI to think like your client. And we're going to be teaching you how to do that in our upcoming Profitable Speaker training program. But I want to give you an example of what I mean by a simple attention-getting headline. So you'll see here, we had a client who, when she came to us, she wanted to use this title. She wanted to say, I help women with 3 self-care practices. And we coached her to get more specific, to micro niche, keep it simple. And she implemented this title, Attention Women Leaders, 3 secrets to triple your free time. And when she changed her title, simplified, got specific, her results tripled too, more than tripled. She started actually getting clients instead of not getting clients. She had her first $5,000 month. Once she changed that title, the game changed, right? It all comes down to the simple language. So I know we've got some super hot AI tips to give. Sage, do you want to jam on AI a little?
I do. Pop a yes in the chat if you're getting any ahas about your message being more specific, really being willing to narrow down. And I want to say to every single one of you, this is not a life sentence, okay? Choosing a more specific message does not mean that that's the only thing you can talk about. That's the only thing you can do. So take a breath into that. Choosing a more specific message could just be for your webinar. That's it. But you could choose to do several different kinds of webinars. You could choose to evolve your niche. Your niche is going to evolve. Raise your hand if you know what I'm saying there. It's going to evolve. You're an evolutionary entrepreneur, but you have got to be willing to niche down project by project. For those of you taking notes, write that down, pop it in the chat, niche down project by project. That way we can eliminate the resistance. We can get you testing some messages, because the most successful messengers on the planet will tell you, stop going an inch deep and a mile wide. You've got to be willing to go an inch wide and a mile deep in order to truly get the eyeballs on you that then allows you to open up and change the world. Tony Robbins didn't start out talking about all the things, right? He started talking about weight loss and alkalizing your body. He started in a more specific niche, and now he can talk about all the things he wants because he's Tony Robbins, right? That can be you too. But pop a note in the chat if you're willing to start somewhere. Just pop it in the chat. I'm willing to start somewhere. I'm willing to start specific.
I love this, Sage. It's so important because we know that clarity comes from taking action, not the other way around. Don't wait to get clear to then take action. I love that you said that today, Sage. Project by project, because each project is going to show you, my people are responding to this like, oh my God, so many people registered. They love that title. They totally related. Or, oh, wow, I didn't get the result I was hoping. How can I pivot? How can I clarify? How can I make my language even more specific and simple? Super hot.
So good, right? So good. So we have a quick demo of AI to show you guys. And I know some of you have already been using AI all the time, and AI is like your assistant, and you've already given your AI a name and all the things. And some of you are a little newer to AI. So we'll pop up the slide. There's a couple of AI platforms we recommend. ChatGPT was kind of the first one on the scene. Google has launched Bard, and it's, very similar. I still like ChatGPT better, but Google's getting stronger and stronger. These are essentially like neural networks. They've done research, and these platforms can do in 1 minute what it takes the Harvard think tank over an hour to do. I got to meet Sam Altman about a month and a half ago in a pretty small conference. I got to speak with him, and he's the CEO of ChatGPT. So I got to sit down, I got to be with the CEO of ChatGPT in person, and got to really hear about his thinking around the ethics behind ChatGPT. I'm going to be talking a lot more about this on Thursday during the Thought Leader live stream. But Sam has big ideas for how ChatGPT can cure chronic illness, bring world peace, shift climate change. And he's already gathering, incredible luminaries like Barack Obama and Deepak Chopra to be on a panel of AI experts. So I know a lot of us are nervous about what AI could do to the world. I'm not saying don't be nervous. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? But I do just want to say to every single one of you, there is a lot of good behind these platforms. Sam Altman, the ChatGPT CEO, is a longtime meditator. He sits in meditation every day and has for years. And he thinks, in some ways, he's thinking a lot like some of us are. When we use these platforms, ChatGPT, the website is openai.com. So if you haven't opened up an account, you can do that for free. You can also upgrade and get a version of the service that's just a little faster. And on the next slide, you'll see the invitation that one of the skills that you're going to get good at using AI is to make your prompts even more clear. To ask the same question in different ways, because the more specific your prompt is and the more context you provide, the more accurate your output will be. So here's an example. I'm going to open up ChatGPT and ask it a question. And this is what it looks like. Here we go. I think, let's see, is this going to, oh no, that's not the right. Hold on. Sage Levine is trying to do her screen share. Give me some love in the chat if you are willing to be a little patient with Sage's technology skills. Okay.
Doing great.
So I'm going to go into ChatGPT and I'm going to ask it a really simple question. I'm going to literally say, I'm leading a masterclass called Attention Women Leaders, 3 Keys to Triple Your Free Time for Professional Midlife Women who are feeling stressed and overworked. Can you create 5 possible ads to promote my masterclass? Let's see what it comes up with. It's pretty good. My marketing team and I have actually been using some of the headlines that ChatGPT has come up with, and we've been testing them. And some of our ChatGPT headlines are actually outperforming Sage Levine's headlines, which I have mixed feelings about. But here's the thing that I know. If we're smart entrepreneurs, we have to use every tool available to us. We've got to not make ourselves too important, if you're picking up what I'm laying down. I really like this one, Escape the Overwork Vortex. That would get my attention. The Stress Buster Masterclass for women. Those 2 are really good. I think those 2 are really, really good. The other thing that you guys can do with this is that these are obviously headlines for ads that you can use, little descriptions. And you can also take these headlines and you can put them on top of images to get people's attention online to promote your masterclass. And you can also use these headlines as subject lines. If I wanted ChatGPT to come up with another 5 ideas for me, I could say, hey, will you come up with 5 more ideas and make them sound a little bit more like the girl next door? Or would you make them sound a little bit more authoritative? Whatever your brand is, my brand is a little bit more like the girl next door. So I like to ask Chat to speak in my language. The other thing about Chat, and I'm sure many of you already know this, is that you're training it to think like you. You're training it to use your voice. So it's actually tracking at this point about what they call 40 tokens back. And so it's tracking back through your other requests of it. So if I tell it to write love poems for all the favorite women in my world, which I certainly have done, I actually go back and I delete all those love poems. I copy and paste them out. I delete them so that chat's actually pulling from the business prompts. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? Because you actually want to keep your search clean. There's all kinds of plugins that we can share with you and different ways that we can teach you that we're using chat in our marketing department. We do a lot of that in our Profitable Speaker training program, but I hope this has been helpful. The last thing I'll say to you guys when you start using chat is you can ask it, which headline do you think will convert the highest with my audience? And it has a way of sending its little network out and kind of looking at what is your demographic searching for, and it'll give you its best guess at what converts higher. And I'll be honest, a lot of times it's been right. So definitely keep playing with your prompts, keep playing with all of that. We're going to skip to let's skip to our Women Rocking Business micro niche statement. The Women Rocking Business micro niche statement was something that Chad actually helped me come up with. But this was really a great way of helping us stand out from other entrepreneurial training companies, that we're not just supporting women entrepreneurs, but we're specifically supporting women entrepreneurs to grow a business by taking the stage, attracting clients they love so they can make great money, make a big difference in the world, working 12 days a month or less. And we find that a lot of the women that come our way, they don't want to work all the time. That's something that's a little different about them. It's a little different about me. I travel a lot. I take a lot of time off. So I like to teach my women who come through our programs how to really think like a boss rather than thinking like an employee. And really, let's just talk about clarity, because the clarity that many of you are seeking, you're looking for clarity, it actually comes from taking action and not the other way around. And I'll be super transparent for a minute. I've been thinking a lot about how is the world going to be changed by AI? And what I've been realizing is that because AI is going to change the world and there's going to be so many external forces coming our way, our inner clarity is going to be even more important. Pop a yes in the chat if you would agree that it's almost like we can't put a price tag on the inner clarity that we get when we have the right support around us, we have the right scaffolding, the right structures so that we can sit in that clarity. I'd like to actually jump forward for a moment because we have three women here. I think we have 3 women here who have gotten so clear on their message for the world, what they're up to, who they have become in the process of saying yes to building a business, that these women have all brought me to tears at different points. And, they're where many of you are right now. Some of them started from scratch within the last 6 months or a year. So pop a yes in the chat if you would like to meet a few women just for a few minutes and just get like the cliff notes of like, how have these women created tens of thousands of dollars as speakers in just a very, very, very short amount of time. So let's bring up Ayava and Yulia and Crystal to the stage. I am so proud of every single one of you. You all are just blowing me away with your enthusiasm, your commitment, your courage, your ability to walk through so much fear. Just thank you for being who you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to introduce each of you. Would that be okay? And oh my gosh, it's so amazing to get to lay eyes on all 3 of you. Look at these smiles. Give these women some love in the chat. Aren't they beautiful? So we have Yulia Azriel, who mentors, coaches, and energy healers and yoga teachers and artists who feel insecure and second guess their worth to trust themselves more, become more confident, share their gifts, fulfill their soul's purpose, create lasting wealth. Yulia, I'm just so proud of what you've done. And I'm curious, have you always been sitting in such a place of celebration and grace, or what were you struggling with, if anything, before you kind of came into our world?
Yeah, so amazing to be here and be in the celebration and reflect on I wasn't feeling this confident and this solid in what I offer to the world, and didn't feel like my gifts really mattered. I really questioned that, had all the doubts and insecurity and confusion. I felt like I had a lot of fear about being visible. I had all of those fears that you named. I had a fear of responsibility. I had a fear of being judged, that people will really call me out. And there was a lot of insecurity there, a lot of self-doubt.
And what has the journey been like? Like what made the shift, and what are you most proud of creating?
Yeah, the biggest shift is when I got really clear about my ideal people, women who I, just like what you said, who I serve. Before, I didn't have that micro niche. And it really was coming into my own and believing that I am that person who can help all these women healers and yoga teachers and creatives and coaches to step into their belief in themselves and share their gifts. Before, I was trying to serve everybody. I didn't have the micro niche. And also it was in the midst of pandemic when I first found you, or you found me, when I first became part of the woman rocking business world. And I was terrified of being visible online. I was already had a lot of following with private one-on-one clients, but I moved to another state, and I was basically starting from scratch. And
I remember that.
Yeah. And I was feeling there's something bigger calling me, but it was terrifying.
I remember that. And you came in through a program called Launch Your Movement, which was the precursor to Profitable Speaker Training. It was essentially the same content. And you have continued to grow your events. What is the result that you're most proud of?
Well, my most recent result, since like that picture on the beach, we in our program, I was there a couple months ago. Since just in the last 2 months, I had sales of about $50,000.
Of about $50,000.
I created a retreat in Costa Rica, and just from serving my women who've been in my world for the last 2 years, since I've been part of Women Rocking Business, they felt like I want to be at that retreat in Costa Rica. And I'm not even in the launch mode for my year-long program, but that's my really amazing transformation. And
do you know how many women mentors and healers would have never gotten to 50,000? I mean, and you did 50,000 in just a few months.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And it blows my mind that I can even say that. I'm actually right now on a vacation with my husband, where I could take him for 2 weeks to travel in Colorado and enjoy ourselves and go to a yoga festival and just really live the life of freedom that you were describing. And I don't have that fear anymore that we're not going to make it.
I'm so proud of you. And even to think back to when you first started our program a couple of years ago to now, and just who you've become and the way you sit in that seat, I just have tears in my eyes. Pop a yes in the chat if you'd like to be sitting in that seat, sharing your success a year from now or 2 years from now. Yulia, you're such an inspiration. There's so much love for you in the chat. We'll circle back around in a moment, but I want to take a moment to introduce Crystal real quick, because I know you have a client. But Crystal, I mean, come on, like you just are this incredible, we'll pop your slide up, powerful manifester. You are supporting folks to become fully aligned with their it's called Becoming in Alignment Wellness Coaching. And the way that you help people lose weight, like it's so inspiring. The stand that you take for weight loss being fun and individualized. And it's just, I had to pull you on here today. I know we kind of pulled you on last minute, but you know, what were you afraid might happen like before you started really working these tools? Like was there any level of struggle or?
There was so much struggle. I was ready to quit my business and go back to being a therapist. I just really, when I came into this, I was ready to just walk away from trying to be an entrepreneur and just get leads through insurance. And I was just like, this is not for me. This is not for me. I felt so stale. I had one-on-one clients for about a year, and I had no direction. I didn't know the formulas for success. You give them to us. It's amazing.
Oh, thank you. I love giving you guys the formulas to success. And what's a result that you're most proud of? You got to share your result that you posted about today.
Well, one of the things I'm most proud of really is the way that the Facebook group, the community is blossoming before my very eyes. It's so beautiful. But just yesterday, my big result is I launched into 6-figure launch status officially.
So Crystal has a launch going on where she's doing events like these, and she just tipped over 6 figures for one launch. That's $100,000 for one launch. Did you ever think that was possible for you? And pop a yes in the chat if you would love to have a result like that.
Never. I mean, the universe just brought you to me in March. So I just discovered who you even are in March. And then I went to the retreats, and everything has just skyrocketed in just a couple months. It's incredible.
I am so proud of you because yes, we gave you the frameworks. Yes, we gave you the system and support and accountability, but you did that. You were like, when I met you at the event, you were like, oh, I am not stopping. I am not letting fear get in the way. I mean, the commitment in you. So just take in who these women are, take in the conviction, the commitment of all three of these women. And imagine that 3 or 4 months from now, you could have made $100,000 in your business. Like, it's mind blowing. I'm going to loop back around to you in a minute. So, okay, this is totally inspiring. We feel how much you care about your clients. Like, you give a shit about that Facebook group, what they're doing in there, how they're supporting each other in there. And that's what I want to say to every single one of you is this is not just about money. This is about when people pay, they pay attention, and then you get to change their lives. And when you get to serve in that way, the money also comes. So I want to loop back around, but I got to bring up Ayava because Ayava, like, you also blow me away, the team away. We've had our eye on you. You're helping people to reclaim their power and find their purpose and reinvent. So inspiring, people that really feel stuck. And this rebirth journey that you do is so inspiring. I'm just really, 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 really proud of everything you've done. And what was your biggest challenge before you stumbled into this world?
I love what you said. Hello, by the way, everyone. Really nice to see you all. I love what you said, that clarity comes with taking action. Pandemic basically almost killed me, and I haven't made money for 2 years. And I had no idea that Sage and Women Rocking Business exist until I think it was late January or February. And after that, I took an action and I started gaining clarity when from the beginning I said, like, I have nothing to offer to anyone. And it appeared that actually that's not true. And I managed to take that step and I managed to get the clarity, and I did my first virtual event and I enrolled my first clients, offering something that didn't exist, a program that I had to come up with on the go, which helped people so much that they want to continue working with me even if we finish the program. And that didn't exist a few months ago at all.
I hope that you all are listening and taking notes because these women didn't have their programs all figured out when they sold their programs. Okay. They hadn't gone to 8 years of PhD, some special academy to design the perfect program. They opened up their hearts and said, here's where I think we can go together. They created the scaffolding, they sold the program. And then as they put people through the program got stronger and stronger and stronger. And they continued to figure out what that program was. Pop a yes in the chat if you're willing to step into a mindset of, I could build the plane as I fly it. I don't have to have every I dotted and every T crossed. I'll never forget. Wait, who's your coach?
Nicole.
I'll never forget when Nicole came into one of the coaching meetings and says, I just had 7 discovery sessions, and out of 7 free sessions, 6 of them became high ticket clients. Has that ever happened before? I was like, I don't know. That's like, in like your first year with us, like, I was like, that might be a record breaker right there. So that's impressive. And how did it feel to enroll 6 high ticket clients like all at once?
I mean, it felt amazing because I was honestly blown away because I was very honest with them. I've never done that. I hear your story. I know how you feel because I went through the same thing. And this is what I think you struggle with. And I think I can help you. And everyone bought something that didn't exist, but they knew that didn't exist. I was very transparent about that. But I believe I managed to deliver that. And I'm blown away actually what kind of transformation that was, both for my clients and for me in a very short period of time.
Amazing. And I hope you all are paying attention to this too, that Ayava wasn't out there acting like she had been doing this for years. And that's not what we train you to do at Women Rocking Business. In fact, we show you ways that you can go out there and actually in a very professional, incredible way, let people know, hey, this is a new program, but I really believe we could be here in 3 months' time or 6 months' time. And that way you get to be in integrity and you get to actually put a stake in the ground for your clients to have that transformation. Pop this note in the chat. Honesty sells. Honesty sells. Ayava, what would you say to any women here who might be thinking about getting support in the way that you got support through us, but maybe they're thinking they're not ready or they're wondering if it's at the right time to invest or not?
I will take a deep breath to this first. Because this program changed my life. And I'm honest about that. And the people in this program, the women who have been supporting me, and I'm going through very big challenges, and I'm constantly like, how am I gonna build up the business being sick right now? And I got support from everyone who has been in this community and has known what I'm going through, and everybody just pushes me, you're gonna make it. And I do believe I will, even if it's hard. So not only I managed to grow through the program I've been creating on the go, and my clients who want to work with me, and they said, we will wait for you when you heal. And the women in this incredible community that have been there for me, including amazing coach Nicole, that went through the same thing as I'm going. And I'm honestly, if you want to do it, I strongly recommend it with the hand on my heart.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. How many of you have that fear? Like, what if I get sick? What if something happens to me? And the fact that Ayava's clients are like, great, spend the time you need to heal. I still want to work with you. I hope we can all breathe that in and let that be some reassurance. Crystal, I know you need to go. So if you give us one line and pop off, no problem. We freaking love you for staying on here. But anything to add?
Just what you mentioned about clarity comes from taking action. The universe loves speed. If you're considering doing this for yourself, don't think about it. Don't use your head. Act. You have to act and figure it out later. I never dreamed I would be able to afford any kind of mentorship like this. You guys, my bumper on my car is being held on by a bungee cord right now. Okay, but I took the leap to get myself ahead, trusting that there would be a return on investment, and boy, has there ever. I mean, return on investment beyond my wildest dreams, and literally since March. March. We're sitting in July. And I never dreamed, like, if I would have stayed at the VA as a therapist, it would have taken me years to get to six figures. So
I'm floored. I'm floored. Let's get you a new bumper now that you had your 6-figure launch. I'm excited to see you driving around town in that new bumper. Give Crystal some love in her chat so she can go get with her clients. And I love what we're speaking to here too, because when you get on purpose, like Crystal's, like you see in Crystal, like you see in Ayava, like when you get on purpose, it's amazing what other things line up in your life. I've seen women heal. I've had 2 clients tell me that getting on purpose and starting their business supported them to heal from cancer. That getting on purpose was a part of their healing journey. They needed to be on purpose to truly heal so that they could feel that bigger sense of being pulled forward by something in a more sustainable way. I have goosebumps. Yulia, what would you add?
Oh, such powerful wisdom. I'm just feeling my whole body. Wow. I feel if you have a dream, that this is your deep heart's calling to bring your dream into reality, my whole body knows, my whole heart knows that there is no way that you are not supported. And if this feels like the right kind of support, which like for Yama, myself and Crystal, and so many women in our programs, that we just feel so supported, that our babies, that we're birthing our babies in the world with so much like support, that's I just would encourage you, just like Ayava and Crystal sharing, just lean into that, take the action and trust that there is support. Trust that it's true, that dream in your heart, it's real. And ignoring that dream, it's like a slow death. Like that's what my experience was when I was ignoring how deeply I wanted to birth my year-long program that now is flourishing, and there's a second year of it, and now retreats in person. It's so worth it to take the risk and lean into the support that's available.
Thank you both for taking all the tools that we provided and actually implementing them and actually running and going and being more and doing more than you maybe ever thought was possible. And I see nothing but success and incredible, incredible impact in your future and a lot of money. So we're just blessing you up. Ayava, Yulia, Crystal, thank you for taking the time today. Give these women some love. You inspire us. You're amazing. I'm so touched. I'm so honored to have you. And these women knew, we'll go back to hot hack number 2, because these women knew that they didn't want to wait to be discovered. They didn't want to wait for someone to say, oh, you're amazing, let me put you on my stage, because they would have been waiting forever. These women knew that one of the most important things they could do is to learn how to build their own stage, to put their own masterclasses, their own webinars, their own talks together. And they learned how to recruit participants. So this is in your workbook. If you're taking notes, if you're filling in the blanks, make sure that you're really taking a moment to digest how powerful it is to have your own stage. In fact, this is how, if you want to get discovered, this is how you get discovered. Because I do my own events, because I host my own masterclasses and challenges and live events, that's why I got my TEDx talk. It's why I got my book deal with Hay House. So all the things that some of you are waiting for actually are going to happen when you build your own stage and host your own events. Do you want to talk a little bit more about the stage benefits? Actually, let me do this. So what your own stage allows you to have is your own culture, your own community. You get to make your own offers and make your own money. Nobody's taking a percentage. You can also partner with other people and get the word out about each other's events. You can bring in other speakers, and the opportunities that come your way now are going to be yours. And I've really come to understand that your own stage is your job security. It's your visibility. It's your impact. And the truth is that live and online stages really work together so that you can fill your events and grow your business. Pop a yes in the chat if you want to lead retreats. Yulia was just in Costa Rica. I'm on my way to Sedona in a couple months to lead an event. And about a month and a half ago, just not even a month ago, I was in Maui leading my first retreat on the islands for my Lotus clients, my high level mastermind of women that are already at 6 figures. I think Crystal just jumped into that program actually. And what I know is that virtual events are the core of whatever kind of speaking business you want to build. My client, Susan Pierce Thompson, some of you might know her. She has a program called Bright Line Eating. I was completely behind her first 400 person live event. And it was such an honor to watch her then put together a $1.7 million launch. So that brings us to the third hack. Deborah, you want to get in here?
Yeah, because I love this principle. We really stand for here building value rather than trying to extract value. I'm wondering how many of you get scared when you feel like you need income or you need clients and you feel like you get caught in that feeling of need. I need people to come to my events. I need registrations. And it's like this forward, anxious, grabby kind of energy. Yeah. Drop a yes in the chat if you can. Drop a yes in the chat if you can relate to that. Yeah, I see. Yes, need is yucky. Yes. And I'm going to invite you right now, just take a breath and imagine for a moment if you could feel compassion for yourself, because it is so normal. It is absolutely normal to want to be giving your gifts. We need money to pay our bills. We feel like we want to give our gifts and we need to get in front of people. So that need energy is there. But then we get to also tap into the compassion for our future self. Yeah. Pop a yes in the chat if you're willing to take a breath when you can feel that part of you is here to help others. Yeah. You're here to help. You know it. And when you orient yourself toward giving, that's when we attract abundance. That's what sets us up to keep giving, which also sets us up to, on the next slide, you'll see when we're giving, it sets us up to earn the right to sell before we sell. We've got to build relationship, connection. People need to know us, like us, and trust us before we can make them an offer for the thing that they actually need, right? And so us coming back into our hearts, having that compassion for ourselves, relaxing into knowing this is relationship. We've got to keep prioritizing connection. We want to make sure that the people we're speaking to are actually listening to us, right? So we know that there's a particular recipe for creating events that actually create those conversations where people say, yes, Yulia, please tell me about your program. Yes, Avaya, please. Yes, Crystal, please. Yes, Christy. Yes, Coach Bree, please tell me. Do you want to know what the recipe is? Drop a yes in the chat. Yes. Okay. You'll see that the recipe for creating events that actually convert into paying clients is to give your people really great content and provide them an experience that inspires. This is going to help you to fill your virtual events and keep attracting referrals and magnetizing your future clients, right? Like Yulia was saying, she just did $50,000 in revenue in the last couple of months from her existing clients. Those weren't new clients. She had earned the right to let the people who she was already serving, she had earned the right to say, hey, I'm feeling like it would be of service to you all to do an in-person retreat. If I put that together, would you want to come? Boom, 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 boom. Yes. Right? Not from a place of need, not like, oh God, I really need 50K. What am I going to do? We're really feeling, oh, there's something here I could be giving. Anything you want to add, Sage?
It's just my honor to get to show women the marketing tools, the funnel building tools, the technology simplification that gets them these results. And it would, of course, be my honor to show all of you the full framework to fill these events so you can provide that amazing transformation. You got to love the monkey, right? And it's the content and the context, right? We've been talking about content plus context. It's the content plus the container that you're holding, that you're not just talking at people, that you're actually creating an experience. Write this down if you're taking notes. People don't just want a transaction, they want a transformation. So let's actually review our 3 hot hacks.
So where have we been today? We know that what it takes to gain speed in your business, we need to micro niche for momentum. We also know that one of the most powerful things that we can do is build our own stage. And then the third thing that we know for sure is that you want to be building value rather than trying to extract value from your people. And we know without a shadow of a doubt that you can do this. Such good tips today, Sage. Super hot. I know that if you ladies are tracking with us, drop a yes in the chat if you are feeling the value here. You know, micro niching is going to help you get clearer. Yes, yes, yes. I love it.
And it's so true, because when you know the transformation that you're sitting in, when you know, when you get clear and when you take the time to get clear, and some of you are probably going to need more support to get clear, but when you're committed to providing that transformation, to solving that problem, you don't have to go out there and chase clients. And a lot of our clients jump into our programs and they have no idea what their niche is, what their message is. That's part of what we love helping our women do, is to get really clear on what they're standing for so they don't have to go out chasing clients. And I'm curious, out of all the obstacles that we talked about with Yulia and Avaya and Crystal, which one do you relate to the most, right? There's several obstacles to growing a speaking business, right? Some of us feel spinned out or overwhelmed. Some of us have already tried programs that didn't work. Some of us feel alone or isolated. And just pop it into the chat when you see one of these, or if you see one of these that resonates with you. Maybe you just feel confused. You're not sure where to start. Maybe you know deep down you're not owning your value. But when you have a network of like-minded people, women around you, you're willing to stay in action, willing to get visible, you can do anything. I think that we heard from these women who have absolutely done this. Pop a yes in the chat if that was inspiring to you, that you are not someone who wants to stay in mediocrity or complacency. You want to be around a group of women that are actively lifting you up and holding you accountable. Well, we have so many of you that have been playing over the past week. We want to give a shout out to one of you who has been so supportive. Do you want to share this, Debs?
Yes. So congratulations to all of you for playing so full out. And one of the things that our women over the last 6 days have been playing with has been posting these calls to action and supporting each other, lifting each other up, commenting on each other's Facebook posts and videos. And we've got a woman we want to honor because her support has been so sincere and uplifting and high vibe. We want to take a moment to acknowledge Heather Feel. Here's a little bit of some of the amazing feedback she gave some of her sisters, acknowledging the vulnerability, congratulating her for stepping up and stepping in, acknowledging what she's been through. She has really been acknowledging where women are in their journeys, acknowledging the great ideas that they're putting in place, the language they're using. So congratulations, Heather. We're just honoring you for your incredible heart, your generosity. And we know that those qualities are going to really support your business growing.
Give Heather some love in the chat. We are going to be sending you a signed copy of Women Rocking Business. We're so excited. And we now have 2 runners up for the big prize. Many of you know that we've been playing all week and that one of you is going to win our $22,000 prize, where you're going to get business training in the Women Rocking Business Academy. You're going to get the profitable speaker training. You're going to get private coaching. And we have 2 fabulous runners up that we are just going to flash their images up here so that we can celebrate them, since we don't have a ton of time right now, but we have 2 fabulous runners up. Drum roll, give them some love in the chat. We have Carissa Clark Cooper. She is so captivating, from her voice to her message to her journey. She motivates us so much, a graduate of Yale over the age of 50. And her motivation continues on as she's with us today and starting her journey and her business. Give Carissa some love in the chat. She's amazing. And we have Pia. Pia has been on our radar since the beginning of the challenge because the way she presents herself is so strong and so clear, has been so active in the group. Pia is a naturopath. She's an incredible, creative, powerful speaker. Let's give them some love in the chat. We are going to be sending them autographed copies of the Women Rocking Business book. And now we have the grand prize winner. And again, the grand prize winner is going to get over $22,000 of business training, a year in our Business Academy program with weekly support all year long, private coaching, 3 client-only events. And I am just so excited to share this sister's video. And if it's you and you see your video being played, raise your hand so we can find you and bring you up to the stage. The suspense. We'll play her video. Here we go.
You are in the right place at the right. Are you a busy and burned out mom? Do you find that you are scatterbrained, constantly in a hamster cycle, feeling like you don't have enough time to get it all done in the day? If any of that is you, you are in the right place at the right time. Hi, my name is Leslie Laura Fields, and I am the CEO and founder of Girl Organize That Life, where I help busy and burned out moms to conquer the overwhelm.
Leslie, let's see if we can get you up here so we can hear a word from you. How you doing over there? You get to be with us all year long.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I have no words. Well, thank you. I'm so humbled. This week was a rough week, and as you all can see, I'm wearing my Army uniform, and it keeps me busy. And by the time I was able to really lean in, I had missed the VIP window. I was so distraught. I even emailed the team like, please, 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 but I understand deadlines. So I was like, gosh, how did I miss it? And so I was deflated. And I said, you know what? You're going to do these CTAs anyway. And I stayed up till I think 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, cranking them out back to back, and just gave it my everything. Sometimes I didn't know what I was doing. Sometimes I may have, and just taking the initial steps and just putting one foot in front of the other. And there's just been so many gems and nuggets. And Sage, I've been following you. I have your book already, but I've been, just doing the Army thing and trying to manage the children and be an entrepreneur. So I'm in total shock right now. Oh my gosh. You're normally a crier. So you guys have definitely caught me off guard. But if I could leave a couple of encouraging words to somebody. A couple of phrases I kind of keep. Done beats perfect. I had to leave the perfectionism alone. I had to let the disease go and just start. Progression over perfection, right? Another thing, all of those things was playing. Those were like my limiting beliefs, and I had to dispel them. And I had to tell myself, Leslie, you don't need the secret sauce. You are the secret sauce. You have what somebody needs. And last night, looking at the responses from the ladies and the feedback, I was just so humbled and so touched. And I just thought, wow, maybe I do have something that's going to help a mom or a woman to really be centered with themselves, because we do when we're wifing and mommying and businesswomaning. Sorry, somebody's trying to call me. When we're doing all of the things, we lose ourselves in the process. And so that is prayerfully what my gift is going to be back to women and moms, is to give themselves back to themselves, and so that we can keep our center and continue to be great. And I'm so humble. Oh my God, thank you so much, because it was such a hard week. And I really was so upset. I was like, you don't miss deadlines, and I missed that VIP. So now I get to have you guys for a whole year, and I'm so incredibly humbled and blessed to be here. Thank you so much. You guys are the secret sauce. Keep doing what you're doing.
You're
blessing
so
the masses.
welcome. And guess what? You didn't miss VIP, because you're going to get everything that was included in VIP in the Business Academy. You'll get all those recordings. And I just, from my heart to yours, I just want to say you did this. You earned this. You went all in. You played in every CTA, even as a mom, even as a woman, even as a working woman. You showed up fully for this and for your sisters and loved them up in the comments. And I hope you can really take in, this is yours and your clients are waiting, and let's make it an amazing year.
I am so touched.
Thank you. And if I could just add, if I could just share one other quick thing. You mentioned Lisa Nichols. I was coming from New York last week from a speaking engagement, and I was talking to a lady. She said she's going to go see her. And I said, well, if it happens to be an opening, I'd love to come. But, it's Lisa Nichols, and there's no way it's an opening. She called me the next morning and she said, come. And I said to myself, if I get in front of Miss Lisa, somehow I'm going to have a conversation with her. And I was able to have a conversation with her. I met her in person, and she poured into my life that day with one of my babies. So this is just confirmation that I'm supposed to be here. And I just love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank
you. Your kids are going to be, what are your kids' names?
Oh gosh. Okay. We're going to start from the oldest to the youngest. So we have Avery, who will be 28 next week. Julanda, she's 24. Latasia is 23. Antoinette is 21. Darius is 19. Jessica is 17. Krista is 15. Elijah is 13. Layla is 11. Hope is 8. Lance is 5, almost 6. And my caboose baby, Jeremiah, he's 4.
These beings are so blessed to have you. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, Leslie, I had no idea when we chose you as a winner that we were also getting to love on Avery and Jolanda and Letitia and Antoinette and Jessica and Elijah and Hope and Lance and all of them, because I couldn't get them all. You, my love, are an angel on planet Earth.
Thank
so
you.
Do not even let your head hit that pillow even one night moving forward without remembering that you now have gotten reflection from Lisa Nichols, from Deborah Artura, from Sage Levine, and from a community of over 14,000 women, that you are an angel here on planet Earth, that out of all the winners, we wanted you to be the one to stay with us all year long, that we want to pour into you, that we believe in you, and that think of who your children are going to be and who they're going to continue to grow into being as they watch you say yes fully to your dream. I am so proud of who you are and all the work you've done on yourself. And thank you for serving our country.
Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure.
You're so welcome. I hope you download the chat, because there is so much love for you in that chat. So much love for you.
Can someone download it for me? I'm on my phone at work. I can't download it. Please.
All right. We got it.
We'll have, actually, I'm going to ask Coach Tamara to download the chat to take point on that. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so with no further ado, I want to invite everybody to take a collective breath, click on gallery mode in the upper right-hand corner if you're still here virtually. And if you are watching the replay, please just hold your hand on your heart and hold one hand out to the camera on behalf of our winner and on behalf of all winners. And take that hand that you have up and remember to pat your own back, because you are a winner just by being here. You are a winner by being a part of a community of humans who are committed to not just making money, but making a difference on this planet. that you are committed to a path where you get to wake up each morning and feel so proud of the risks that you're taking and the business that you're building and the people that you're helping. And it is with my great honor that I'd like to take a few minutes and invite you to stay with us for the next 9 weeks in our Profitable Speaker Training Academy. So I think we're going to go straight to the video if we can, and then we'll be back in just a couple minutes to describe the program. And then we want to invite you to raise your hand if you want coaching so that we can get some of you up here for coaching. So don't go anywhere. We are going to play the video. We'll be right back.
As soon as I jumped into the program, I did my event and I used all of the systems and processes that Sage had put into place. And I went, I'm just going to do it. Like, what could happen? I had 200 people register for my event. I had 32 people show up at various places. And I had 7 people sign up. So I did 14K and I went, woohoo, let's do that again. So I just want to say thank you for this training. It is incredible. I wouldn't be on the trajectory of where I want my business to go without this training. So thank you so much.
My gosh, the model works and it was so incredible. I had over 100 women in the room that were just so excited and passionate to be there, and 20 of them actually ended up saying yes to my year-long program, and so it became a multiple 6-figure launch.
Thank God for Sage Levine and having met her, because my entire life changed. I've been able to not only do it, but I have the website built and I've been able to create a 90-day parenting reset. I've been able to enroll probably 20, 30, 40 people at this point, and now even have 2 VIP clients paying me $10,000.
I've managed to put together my first signature talk. I had a fantastic turnout. I followed all the steps that I received from Sage and her wonderful coaches, and I felt so supported. I had so much confidence, and as a result of that, I connected with half of the people in the room to come back and ask me for a coaching session with them. And I'm just over the moon.
Virtual events are incredibly powerful, and it's really helped me serve on a much higher level. We were able to bring over 6,000 women into the program over these last 2 years. You know, it's all due to Women Rocking Business. We're on track for $1 million year, which I never thought I would get to, and it's such a blessing to be able to serve at such a high level.
When I started taking the stage and really stepped forward in my business and my leadership, I made my first $2,000 in my business. And then I really quickly made my first $100,000 in a weekend from getting even more visible. And now when I speak, I have, even as a small speaking engagement, it'll be a $5,000 speaking engagement. And now I get asked to keynote all over North America. And I had a 3-day live event that I brought in $250,000 in revenue in 1 weekend. Now that I'm rocking the stage, I'm rocking my life.
It would be my absolute honor to teach you how to build your own stage, because when you have your own stage, it really puts you back in control of your life and your career and your business. As many of you know, paid speaking gigs are more and more rare. When you build your own event, you can make your own offers. You can use those events to grow your own platform. We'll pop that slide up. You can use those events to support you, to grow your community, to serve people you love, and to make your own money. And it's really the quickest and the most dependable way to make amazing money as a speaker, right? Like, you'll notice that podcasters send their audience back to a masterclass where they can sell. YouTubers send their audience to a masterclass, right? There's so many platforms that you can get on where it's not really appropriate to sell. But when you go straight to a masterclass or a webinar or a virtual event or a speaking engagement, you can actually enroll the people that are ready to buy. Pop a yes in the chat if you're like me and you don't want to chase the bright and shiny objects. Pop a yes in the chat if you know there's a lot of things you could be building your business that are long-term strategies, but you want the short-term strategy where you can make money the fastest. And I've been studying what works for over a decade, and I get to sit in rooms with some of the top digital marketers on the planet. And what I know is that getting people into an event, a training event, as soon as possible is your best way to get paying clients in the door. And so it is my great honor to invite you to join us for the Profitable Speaking Training Program. This is an award-winning program. It's a 9-week program where you're going to have a chance to create a client-attracting talk, find your clients, launch your speaking business, and use AI to really thrive in a changing online world, whether you're a newbie or a seasoned speaker. And the destination of this program is for you to really deliver that event. And that's an event that you can use again and again and again to get clients, just like you heard from Ayava and Crystal and Yulia. And we're going to start in about a week and a half. Deborah, you want to talk about the VIP day?
I love that this is how we start. We are going to help you to get super clear so that you can rock your talk and your offering. And this first day we're going to spend together, we're going to support you to choose and clarify your speaking message and your niche, to begin creating your client attracting talk that really stands out online, and help you to design your high ticket offer that you can use for years to come. And this is really key. Pop a yes in the chat if you know you need to get clearer on what you're selling. Yeah. And imagine having that clarity right away. Like, we start in a week and a half. And Sage is an incredible process to help you get clear on what your program is. I love that this is how we kick off the program, Sage. Do you want to tell us what we're going to do in the rest of week 1?
Yes. So each week in the program, you're going to get a couple of sessions. You're going to get a training session, which covers all the fundamentals and proven processes to create your event, fill your event, make your offer, and feel really confident selling your program. And you're going to get, this is what makes our program a little different than other programs. If you've taken other programs and you haven't gotten results, every single week, you're going to get a practice session where you're going to be in small rooms with each other. One of our coaches, like Deborah or Nicole, is going to role play. How should your offer sound? Line by line. How should your story sound? Line by line. How do you set up your funnel so people come into your event? And then you're going to get into a small group and practice with your fellow students and get valuable feedback. So you're not just going to be in these big rooms all the time. I want to also let you know that I know some of you are going to have questions about this program. We're going to pop the link in the chat. In fact, Coach Tamara just popped the link in the chat. It's womenrockingbusiness.com/profitable speaker. And all those questions that you're popping into the chat, we recommend that you head over to our course page and actually ask those questions to one of our coaches, because we actually have coaches standing by right now. You're going to get a pass to what we call our Speakathon. And this is another thing that makes our program really different than any other program out there. We've really cracked the code on launching women speakers. Deborah?
Yeah, and I love that this is what we include in the program, because I think we're the only training company that I know of that has a proven system to launch women speakers, and a proven system to fill your events, and even have a wing woman supporting you so that you are not doing your event alone. This is a week where we are going to get together. Our entire community is going to be hosting their event together. And how many of you know that you go further together? Let me see your hands. You know, we go further, faster together. Yes, I'm seeing all your hands. So during this week, you're going to deliver your virtual event. You're going to have attendees. We're going to have morning stage prep calls to help boost your confidence. You're going to attend at least 3 of your fellow students' events that week. And we are going to be creating results collaboratively, right? We here at Women Rocking Business, we are a stand for collaboration, for lifting each other up. And the Speakathon week is a week where we get to see that in action so beautifully. And I personally have seen our clients get so much value and momentum. That's the magic word. The Speakathon will literally help you create momentum for your business. And you've heard us say today, the alchemy's in the action. And this is such an amazing opportunity to take big action alongside a whole group of people who are all doing it together. It's literally like a tsunami of impact that you are all having. And I really want to put a stake in the ground that this is the thing that makes this program, the Profitable Speaker Training Program, really unique. I don't know any other program where you've got a built-in audience, where you actually do your event with us, alongside us. You're not just learning about how to do it, you're doing it. And this is going to make a huge, huge difference in your big picture success for your business.
I love it. You guys, I was a school teacher, so I'm like a total geek about how people learn and how people actually get results. And it's just, I love how unique our program is. And I think this is why our clients get so many, so much, just incredible results. We have one of the highest retention rates and the highest renewal rates in the industry. When my colleagues come to me, they're oftentimes coming to me going, oh my gosh, how is it possible that your clients are getting the kind of results that you're getting? So let's go through each week just briefly. So like we said, during that first week, you'll have multiple chances to get clear on your message. And we mean business in the Profitable Speaker Training Program. We support you to build out your course so you feel confident to go out there and start making sales. And you'll get an extra message clarity session that week in a group. But we oftentimes have women get clear in those sessions. Those sessions are very carefully designed to get you clear. And then I also want to remind you that each module is professionally recorded and delivered live. So pop a yes in the chat if you're one of those people who doesn't want to have to buy a course and then just go watch a bunch of videos. Raise your hand if you're just somebody who you're not going to just go watch a bunch of videos on your own. That's just not how you learn. That's why this course is really different. We're with you live twice a week. And you'll get all the recordings in case you do have a work schedule that doesn't allow you to be with us live very often. That's okay. You can still get caught up and play. Week 2, we're going to help you with even more AI hacks and really master your marketing. So we're going to be helping you create your marketing materials and graphics to fill your events and really show you how to use social media without like spinning out and having to spend hours and hours, but how to use social media really strategically without wasting time so you can fill your event. And then in week 3, we're going to actually help you build that speaking funnel so you can use live and online events to enroll clients. We're going to teach you how to actually get your event posted without having a fancy, expensive website. I'll be super honest, you guys, in the beginning, people spend a lot of money on the wrong things. You don't need a fancy website. You don't need some kind of a marketing guru. What you need is a proven system to learn your own message, because nobody's going to be able to promote you better than you. And so I just, I'm telling you what I know. Don't waste your money investing in a lot of things that you think are going to get you ahead if they're not a match to your level of business. Something I'm really passionate about is matching the strategy that I'm teaching my clients with their level of business. So if you're already at 6 figures, let my team know, because we have a special program for you, right? That can actually get you to 7 figures. But for those of you that, are not at 6 figures yet, this is the program that gets you there. Do you want to talk about week 4, Deborah?
I do. And one of the most important things to have a successful business is clarity on your offer. So week 4, we are going to focus on helping you design your hot offer. And, a hot offer is something that your ideal clients are saying yes to. You're going to get the support. You're going to get the support to practice your offer and get personalized feedback from our community. And we're going to give you done for you systems so that you can really rock your offer with ease. And one of the things I love about this week is the structure. How many of you, drop a yes in the chat if you love structure? Anybody out there love structure? Yeah, there's all the yeses. I was going to say. And I know that as many of you love structure, that there are some of you who are also going to have resistance to structure. Who are my visionaries? Drop a yes if you're a visionary who's got some resistance to structure. You're just like, oh, God. So one of the things that's true is that these templates and systems are really going to help you ground your vision and to take action. You don't have to come up with a structure. You get to recognize that these are a sacred system. It's already done. You can plug in your personalized language, that specific language we were talking about that your clients are listening for. You are going to love this process to get your offer dialed in so that you feel really confident delivering it. And then the next week, week 5, we are going to help you to craft your transformational talk. We're going to help you design your talk, to inspire your clients to invest, to discover ways to format that talk to help keep your people engaged, leaning in. So you're not talking at them, right? You're talking with them. And we're going to get you the game-changing strategies for rocking your breakthrough exercises and your Q&A sessions. Let me see if you've been with us for the last week and you got some value from the calls to action and all the different Q&As, drop a yes in the chat, right? Did you get some value from that? Do you want to learn how to do that so you can be engaging your people? Yes, look at all those yeses. And so if you weren't with us, you probably have felt today the way we keep leaning in and inviting you to drop in the chat, raise your hands, right? So that you feel like you're a part of this conversation. We're with you. I see you, Elise and Gloria and Monica. I'm seeing you, and your potential clients are going to learn. You're going to learn how to engage your potential clients in that same way so that you can really enroll. And then week 6, we're going to support you to craft your story that sells. So this is going to teach you how to choose a story that becomes your most effective promotion tool. You're going to learn the super hot story framework to craft a story that sells rather than just entertaining. And you're going to really understand what makes you credible so that your participants continue to lean in to trusting you, respecting you, knowing you, and liking you. Let me see your hands if you were moved by Sage's story today. Yes? Right. We want to teach you how to tell a story so that you are moving people. There is truly an art and a framework that we're going to get you that will help you to move people, not only emotionally, but get them into action. And we're going to teach you that framework that's helped literally thousands of women to sell their programs and create massive transformation on the planet. I'm super excited for week 7. Sage, you want to talk about the Speak-a-thon week a little bit?
Yes. How many of you could see yourself going further if you actually have a week where everybody's doing their event the same week? Pop a yes in the chat if you could see the value of having one week where everybody is speaking. It's like a big party. Pop a yes in the chat if you would be somebody who would like to attend each other's events and have them attend your event. That's what the Speak-a-thon is. We train you to be each other's wing women. And I know some of you are like, oh my gosh, I don't feel ready for that. But we have 7 weeks to get you ready. Look at what you've done in the last week. Look at what you've done this week. Many of you, some of you are here for the first time today and you're already having ahas. Think about if we do that, if we can do that in a day or a week, think of where we could be in 7 weeks. Your life could be completely different. And I just love this event. I think this is the reason why a lot of women choose our program over other programs. I've had so many women tell me I would have spent $5,000 just for the Speak-a-thon. So I just know that we can get you where you want to go. And for some of the women in our programs, they're doing their events right away. They're not waiting 7 weeks. Some of our profitable speaker training women, some of you are doing events this week. Some of you are doing events next week. We can help you with those too. And I get so excited about week 8. Week 8 is my favorite week of the program because we get to be together for 3 full days all day long. Deborah.
It's going to be incredible. We have a 3-day Rock Your Sales hybrid retreat where we're going to help you transform your relationship with money and enrollment. We're going to support you to craft your 90-day launch plan for bigger impact so that you have a plan to keep growing your business. And we're going to get you those awesome sales hacks so that you can turn 50% or more of your conversations into paying clients, just like Avaya did. And if you think this last week was transformative, or today and all the ahas you've gotten from today, wait until we're together for 3 days. This retreat is literally like the ultimate sales transformation. Let me see. Pop a yes in the chat. Are you ready for a sales transformation? Yes. I see so many yeses. When you join us for those 3 full days, you're literally going to get a transmission. And I like that I keep saying literally because I really know in my bones, I've watched it happen again and again. When women come to this retreat, they are changed. They get inspired. They start taking massive action, like next level massive action. And the way to get the full transmission is really join us for the experience. It's going to be hands-on. You are going to get it done. This isn't just information. We're not fire hosing you with information. This is information, time for implementation, and you are going to experience transformation. It's so powerful. And it's going to be in Santa Cruz, California. Sage, you want to talk a little bit about the where?
Well, I sure do, because for the first time since before COVID, we have our very first live rock sales event happening simultaneous to you being able to join on Zoom. Puppy, yes, if you would love to join us in person in Santa Cruz on the beach, who wants to be together again? Who's ready to stand in that circle and get that transmission? And either way, we have become masterful at hybrid events. So if you're joining us on Zoom, you're not going to miss a beat. You're going to be able to join us for the breakouts and the small group exercises and for all of the transmissions. So please, 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 either way, whether you can come in person or join us on Zoom, let's just get you registered for this 9-week program so that you can be celebrating by the time 8 weeks from now rolls around, celebrating that you just did a successful event and potentially got clients. And you want to talk about the last week, Debs?
Yes. So after we wrap our incredible 3-day retreat together, the next week, we are going to support you to craft your profitable speaker plan so that you can really leverage your speaking business to create recurring revenue, right? That's where true financial freedom comes from. And so we want to support you to create your freedom schedule and build a business that fits your life rather than trying to fit your life into your business, right? So we want to set you up for washing, rinsing, and repeating your strategies for long-term success. Drop a yes in the chat if you're ready to create your own schedule. You're ready to learn strategies to consistently create revenue. Yeah, that's what week 9 is all about.
I'm curious, how many of you have noticed that our coaches are amazing? By the way, did you know that we don't hire coaches just off the street? We hire coaches that have actually built their own successful businesses. And that's why on the next slide, I'm so proud that we can actually offer you 5-day-a-week virtual coaching. We have people ask me all the time, well, do I get coaching in this program? And my answer is yes, every single day of the week, of the work week, because we know that you can't wait you can't wait until next week to talk to a coach. If you have a question, you're in motion, you're planning your events. And that's why we have actually hired our coaches, and they're trained and they love what they do, by the way. And you're going to get same-day answers to your questions Monday through Friday. If you post a question about how to promote your masterclass, or if somebody says something to you, or you get an email from a participant and you don't know how to respond, guess what? We will get you a same-day answer. 5 days a week, unless you post it like the very end of the day, in which case you'll hear back from us the next morning. But this is the power of women entrepreneurs collaborating, you not backing up, because you've got coaches and a whole community behind you. And these aren't just any coaches. They're not just going to tell you to like put on a positive mindset. They're going to tell you what to say. They're going to tell you if your message is marketable. They're going to tell you how to configure Eventbrite so that people will attend your event. We're not beating around the bush here. Like, we mean business. So this is women rising together, collaborating, giving you very good, highly trained feedback on your marketing materials, telling you whether these marketing materials, whether we think they're going to convert or not, and really holding you accountable to showing up and getting your results. The toolkit, I'm really proud of this. You've heard some of the women that we've brought on sharing how much they appreciate the frameworks and the checklists. We provide frameworks and checklists for every piece of your business. I was a school teacher, y'all. I am a geek. I want our frameworks and our checklists to be the best. So you're going to get our checklists and frameworks to help you fill your events, do social media, make offers, tell your stories, create breakthroughs, the marketing checklists. We're going to give you all of our email promo campaigns and our autoresponders so that all you have to do is plug in your information, our maps, and our speaker funnels. And so I want to invite you, for those of you that this is right for, and I do want to really congratulate those of you that are jumping in. I think we have over 80 of you at this point that have jumped in, to head over to womenrockingbusiness.com/profitable speaker, because we have coaches standing by ready to answer all your questions. Welcome, Nancy. Welcome, Lisa Marie. Welcome, Yvonne. Welcome, Tani Marsh. Welcome, Lauren McLean. Welcome, Teresa Wyatt. Welcome, Helena. Welcome to so many of you. And I want to let you know about a few bonuses you're going to get. Our Make Money with Your Message course, for those of you that want extra message clarity coaching. It includes 4 modules and a 22-page workbook to help you identify the group of people that are going to most want what you have to offer. Some of you have asked over the years for extra support and case studies on how to build out a program and a high ticket program. So we're going to get you extra support on that to confidently create what you would do each week or each module of a 6-week program, a 9-week program, a 3-month program, a 6-month program. Some of you might launch a year-long program like you heard Yulia talking about. And, I just love these maps. Deborah?
Yes. And so if you're a visual learner, these are really going to be game-changing for you. Our clients love these maps, and you are going to see they're plug and play just for you. They're going to help you to design and fill your masterclass funnel, create email campaigns. There's a map to help you turn free consultations into high-paying clients. They're going to support you to simplify your technology so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. We've got it all laid out for you in this beautiful flow, and they are literally going to be like gold for you. I'm super excited we're including them, Sage.
Oh my gosh, me too. Those maps support so many people. And I'm really proud of the next component of the program. And that is, we already offer a ton of specific technology simplification and support in the main program. But in addition to all the tech support that's built in, we're going to give you 3 additional Tech Made Simple group support calls with our incredible support tech guru, Jill Stein, who's actually here supporting us with tech today, so that you can really rest into the systems as you figure out the technology to put your event on Eventbrite, use social media to promote your event. And Jill is so great because she'll slow down, answer all your questions, do screen shares, show you click by click how to do it. Pop a yes in the chat if you're going to need that. You're going to need some extra tech support. This is not one of those trainings where we just say, oh yeah, put your event on Eventbrite. We would never do that. We actually have videos already waiting for you in your forum. Here's how you do it. Here's what it looks like. Here's what you click on first. Here's the information you need to have. Oh man, I get pissed off when some of these programs just say, oh yeah, just go host a masterclass. No, you need to know how. So this is really step-by-step support. Now, I also know that so many of you are philanthropic, and we've been blown away by just how philanthropic this group is. And so we decided to add a training on how to partner with philanthropy in your business and actually grow your brand by aligning with a philanthropic cause. And it's just one of our most popular trainings. This is the CEO of Girl Power Project, Vivian Glick, in this picture with me. And we've gotten to go back and forth to Uganda and support girls over there, raise $250,000 to support girls to get educated. And I'm just so excited to get you that training. Deborah, do you want to just lay out these components?
Yes. So let's look at the whole program, what you're going to get. So you're going to start with that Rock Your Talk VIP day, get your message clarity, and you're going to get the weekly live profitable speaker trainings. You're going to get the weekly live marketing power calls. You're going to get that VIP pass to our 7-day speakathon. You're going to get the ticket to the 3-day sales retreat and Monday to Friday coaching in our private Facebook group. And you're going to get that super hot profitable speaker toolkit. So you can see the value is really here. There's over $14,000 worth of value. And I know we've got some bonuses we're also going to give you. Sage, you want to talk a little bit about the bonuses?
Absolutely. You're going to get the Make Money with Your Message course. You're going to get the High Ticket Programs mini course, the virtual speaker maps, the extra support calls for technology, the philanthropic training, and you can really see the value is there. The complete package includes the entire profitable speaker training course, which is valued at over $14,000. the niche clarity course, the high ticket programs course, the speaker maps, and those tech support calls. And you can see that all of that really creates over $20,000 worth of value here. And for today, you have a couple of options when you jump in. It's either a one-time payment of $2,997 or 3 payments of $1,077. And I'm going to invite you, for those of you that this is right for, that you consider opening up that website right now and jumping in and joining us. Our coaches are also standing by to answer any questions that you have. And when you head over to that website, you're going to see that you have 2 choices. And when you do pay in full, you're going to get an extra bonus. So let's talk about that for a moment. Last year, one of my beloved affiliate partners, Gina Gabellini, put a yes in the chat if you know Gina. She actually sat me down and she says, Sage, you're the only woman I know in the industry that has done a dozen events back to back that all created over $1 million in revenue. And I want to know, Sage, how are you thinking? What went into that? Like, how does somebody get from just doing their first events to creating $1 million events? And she got stuff out of me that I had never said out loud before. The high level strategy, just the mindset, some of the shifts, some of the things I did in the very beginning. And I told Gina so much that I've never shared before that I asked her if I could provide this bonus for those of you that pay in full. So I hope if you're able to, that you'll consider paying in full so you can get this bonus. And of course, we understand every level that you guys jump in at. We just are so excited to have you. And this is really 3 courses for the price of 1. So you can see here, you get the Profitable Speaker Training Program, you get the high ticket program mini course, you get the Rock Your Sales Retreat, which is an extra, and then you get the Make Money with Your Message course. And for those of you that are jumping in today, I know we've had Lisa jump in, Lauren Gale just jumped in, Vanessa Boyer just jumped in. For those of you that are jumping in today, we wanted to thank you for taking quick action and gift you a couple more trainings. So my team and I grabbed a training that we know is just going to really make a difference for those of you that want to fill events, because we know that for those of you that want to fill virtual events, you probably want to fill live events too. Pop a yes in the chat if that's you, that you want to do live speaking and virtual speaking. So I'm going to get you this bonus training on the 13 ways to fill your live rooms. This is a super hot training to support you to fill live events, retreats, workshops. And I think this is really going to support you. And that's for those of you that jump in today before we hang up the line. And for those of you that jump in today, pop a yes in the chat if you've ever heard of somebody, or maybe you yourself has gotten shut out of social media. Maybe you've been in Facebook jail or your Instagram account got shut down. So there's a lot of things you can do to avoid that happening. And I recorded a training on how to avoid social media shutdowns and Facebook shutdowns. And we'll get you that as well for those of you that jump in today. And for those of you that are jumping in or that have jumped in, you're going to get these bonuses too. So if you jumped in yesterday or the day before that, don't worry, we'll get you these extra bonuses. For every one of you that joins us for the training, we are also going to be planting a tree in honor of your speaking career and in honor of a healthy planet for all. And we also allocate a percentage of our profits for this program and all our programs to stand in solidarity with the Girl Power Project in Uganda and help girls stay in school and avoid childhood pregnancies. And we help them become entrepreneurs. A couple more things you should know about the Profitable Speaker Training is that we've launched thousands of female speakers. We've supported over 5,000 women from over 100 countries. In the last, sorry, my internet just glitched out. I think you guys can still hear me. In the last 18 months, we had over 875 successful events taking place on our campus that generated hundreds of thousands of dollars for our clients. And for those of you that are jumping in, you can try the Profitable Speaker Training Program risk-free. If after working the program and completing the coursework for 14 days, you decide the program isn't for you, just let us know and you will receive a full refund. All right. Nice deep breath, everybody. Once again, there are 2 payment options. One-time payment of $2,997 or 3 payments of 1077. And I'm going to invite you to head over to womenrockingbusiness.com/profitable speaker and let our coaches know what you're thinking. Let them know what your questions are. We would be absolutely so honored to have you. And I want to remind you that you really were born for this. You really were born for this. To not let any of those voices in your head, to not let those Miss Beckerman voices in the head that I talked about at the beginning of this training, do not let them hijack you from your dreams. This program works, and your dream and your skill set is good enough, or you wouldn't be here. You've been with us over 2 hours. If you're on the replay, that speaks its own level of commitment and power. If you've been watching this replay for 2 hours, if you've been here taking advantage of this training, what I know is that you have a gift to give. And we're living at a time where it's even more important that we get out of our own way and say yes to that which is waiting for us. Deborah, it's been such an honor to be here with you today. I'm so excited to support those of you that are jumping in. And I want to just, again, let you know that there's a lot of things that we can all be doing with our time. And I think back to the choices that I've made that landed me in this life that I'm in now. I think back to that event that I almost didn't show up for because Miss Beckerman had filled my head with voices and stories of lies about success and how hard it was and that this wasn't going to work for me. I think back to where I'd be if I had bought into that story. I think back to how scared I was. And I think about the life I wake up into this morning. And I was playing with my puppy down on the beach this morning. And I got to come home and give my fiance a big hug and walk by the ocean and be living in this life and this community that is my dream. It's my absolute dream. And I truly hope from my heart to yours that if this is something that you see for yourself, you will say yes to yourself today. That you will take a breath and conjure that courage to say yes to yourself today. Because as we make these decisions, we're either making a decision to get ourselves supported or to wait and think about it. And what I know is that waiting and think about it can actually rob us of that momentum, that speed that Krista was talking about. She said success loves speed. There's a lot of wisdom to that. When we think about things too much and when we're in our head too much, some of us have even been talking about how thinking about things too much and being in our heads too much can actually cause disease. And it can certainly slow down our success. And I know the feeling of taking that step and feeling that support up underneath us. And if you're craving that feeling of support, it would be my honor to support you with that decision today so you can celebrate the clients and the business that you're moving toward. I know in a moment we're going to bring one of you up for a breakthrough session. Before we do that, Deborah, anything to add?
I'm just feeling so touched by all of your incredible beings here as I'm scrolling through and I see Sonia and Yamil, and I've been seeing Elise so present in here with us, and Rachel, and I see you, Nancy, I see your wings are expanding, you're stretching into this moment right here, right now. I see your ecstasy and stretching into this moment. And I just want that for all of you. I want you to give yourself the gift of stretching into this moment. It's no small thing when life puts in front of us the answer to our prayer, right? And we've got to be the one who says yes when life puts in front of us that thing that is literally what we've been asking for. And like Sage was saying, our mind can get in the way so frequently. We'll second guess it. Oh, that's not the sign I was asking for, right? And what if this is it? What if this truly is the thing that could make the biggest difference for you, for your business, for your potential clients who are waiting for exactly what you have to offer? Andrea and Par and Bibi and Riasa and Sandra, right? What if this is the sign I see you, Linda and Janice and Debbie, right? Really letting yourself feel the magic of life, the way that that you saw in your Facebook feed. There was the ad, there was Sage's face, there were the 3 tips you need to fill events. You need to learn how to communicate. You need the foundation, you need the structures. And that's what we're here for. We are here to give you those structures. So I just feel really honored to be by your side, Sage, and to be with you all as you give yourselves this moment, this opportunity to consider taking that action, to seeing the sign, to saying yes to it, and just seeing yourself as the person in the seat, like Crystal or Yulia today, that a year from now, it's you up there saying, oh my goddess, 2 months into Sage's program, and I got my first $5,000 event or my first $10,000 event. I'm so happy. I can wash, rinse, and repeat the event that I did, that first profitable speaker training program, because I got the tools that I needed. So drop a yes in the chat if you want to be sitting where Yulia and Crystal were sitting today. Yeah, drop a yes in the chat if you know that you're here to change lives and you just need some support to get in front of the right people and know what to say to them to help them say yes to themselves. So that's what I got in this moment, Sage. And
I love it. I love it. I love it. I am so excited to bring one of you up to the virtual stage. So think about whether you would like to come up while we're still live streaming and whether you'd like to be the one who gets a breakthrough on behalf of all the women who are still here. And I do want to invite you, as we're coaching you, to head over to the page. And if you haven't already, you can click on this. See this little blue button in the very lower right-hand corner? Do you guys see this? When you click on that, a chat box is going to pop up and you're going to be able to chat with coaches right there. Okay. So it's in the lower right-hand corner of the Profitable Speaker page, womenrockingbusiness.com/profitable speaker. Click in the lower right-hand corner and it's going to welcome you to live chat. And we do have coaches standing by. So take a nice deep breath and reach your arms out wide. I see you, Nancy, making more room. I'm going to invite you to give yourself a big hug for all of the learning and growing that you're already doing just by still being here. It's a marathon. And again, one more time, raise your hand and let me know loud and proud if you are ready to have a breakthrough on behalf of all of the sisters here. Kaya, we got to bring you up. What is going on over there? You got enthusiasm just leaking out of you. How can we support you? What's your biggest question?
My biggest question is, if anyone ever asked me, what can you do? Like, who are you? What do you do? I really felt it that I can help anyone with anything at any time. So my challenge is saying no to people, because I have maybe when I was born, because my mother wanted a son, because a son validates a woman in those days, in the 60s, is that fear of rejection. I have to be someone. I don't want ever to be the person to say no to anyone, because I know what it feels to be said no to. And being invisible, being unheard, being not understood. Mm-hmm. And I know how powerful I am, because I do live in the matrix. I see things before they happen. I hear things before anyone says it. And I downplay myself. I'm like, oh, I don't want to say this. And like once somebody asked, so what do you really do? And I said, oh, I do spiritual surgery. And he says, you can't say that stuff. You'll scare people and nobody will ever come to you. So things like that, always downplaying so I can be this nice person who will do this nice thing for this nice person and get a little bit of money and pay my rent. And I'm fucking tired of paying my rent. Like, sorry, like 20 years ago, when I used to work as an engineer in 1999, in the previous century, I was making 6-figure income. And so my greatest fear is the fear of asking, oh, I don't want to trouble anyone. Let someone else get it. And today I'm like, no, because you have been saying something, Sage. You are receiving this breakthrough on behalf of everyone else who's over here. So everyone who showed up was an extension of me. Everyone you helped with, you helped me by helping them. And I'm sure there were so many others who were being helped. And for the first time, I went into a community and I was cheering people and listening to their stories. I'm like, man, these are real people. These are real people who do real stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy to be here. And for 20 years, I must have hired at least 80 mentors. Because I know I can't do this by myself. I'm an engineer, I'm a physicist, I'm a mathematician. So in this world, and when you say I did Reiki, I did yoga, I went like, oh my God, she sounds like me. And when I was signing up for the program, because I was in the background, trying to get my daughter's credit card to sign up, I always do that. I was like, and you screamed into this thing, like I heard you so loud and clear, and don't stay in a job for the sake of insurance. And the first year I had Cobra and I was like, why do I pay $700 a month when I don't even use $70 a year? I let go of that. So for 22 years, 23 years, I have had zero insurance and I'm fine.
Okay. We got to do some work here. You ready? Let's give some love to Kaya in the chat. There is so much love for you in the chat. BB says, Kaya, you're in the right place. Patty says, Kaya, the right people will understand you when you tell them what you do. So many women are relating to you, thanking you for your courage. Thank you, Kaya, for speaking the truth. I'm tired of not being able to pay my rent. I'm tired of not having enough money. I'm tired of not feeling like I can confidently say the thing I want to say. I'm going to invite you all to hold your hands out to Kaya for a moment. And if it feels right, just let yourself make a noise behind your computer of how that feels. The enough, I've had enough, I've had enough. In fact, go ahead and unmute yourself. Let's unmute ourselves and make a noise that represents I've had enough. Kaya, would you be willing to join us?
Yes.
Okay. Nice deep breath, everybody. On the count of 3, unmute yourself and make the growl, make the noise. This is a safe place to do that, or we're holding as safe of a container as we can. 1, 2, 3. Ah. Ah. Why can't I hear you guys? You guys have to unmute yourself and make some noise. 1, 2, 3. Ah. Ow. We've had enough. We have had enough. We have had enough. We have had enough. I still feel like I can't hear people. Are you guys actually unmuting yourselves? Do we have to actually invite you all to unmute?
Here, I got it. Let's see if that helps.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
On the count of 3.
Now it works.
And 2.
Here we go.
It's a new day.
This, girl.
Day. New day.
You got this.
We can do this. We can do it.
You can do it.
You're welcome.
Love doing it. Breath, everybody. Nice deep breath. Nice deep breath, everybody. Nice deep breath. Kaya, I'm going to invite you to unmute yourself. In the upper right-hand corner, I'm going to invite you to go back to gallery mode. Turn your video cameras on if you're still here. Lean toward the camera. Look into each other's eyes and just give a little nod if you want to let all the women here know that she's not alone with that feeling. She's not alone in that feeling of enough. She's not alone in the frustration and the anger and the rage and the stress and the overwhelm that happens as we embark on these lives, period. We are going to be working and we are going to be stretching and we are going to be feeling pain, whether we build these businesses or whether we don't. We are either working to build our dreams or we are working for somebody else. And so take a nice deep breath, because this anger, this rage, this frustration that you feel, this is life force energy. When you repress your anger, you are also repressing your creativity. Those two energies come from the same energy center in the body. And so we have to be willing to move the energy. We have to be willing to feel the feelings. That's where our power comes from. And so, Kea, you said a lot of really important things that I think a lot of women here can relate to. So let's all take a nice deep breath, feel your feet on the ground, and feel that as we feel our feelings and as we allow that energy to flow, that also gives us more access to our feeling of being resourced, our feeling of our heart opening, our feeling of access to our creativity. You said, first of all, that you don't want to ever have to say no to anybody, that your mom wanted a son and that you were born a girl. And I want to say, thank God that you came out a girl, that you came out female. Look at how powerful you are. Look at how beautiful you are. Look at that smile. Look at that radiance. Look at that gorgeous necklace around your neck. Look at that woman who was making six figures in the 90s and who has over the years said, I want to be doing something else. There's something bigger coming through me. I'm a spiritual mentor. I'm not going to say no to that. I'm going to say yes to that. And so Deborah and I are here to remind you that you never have to say no to anybody if they're coming for your business, just because you choose a niche. Okay. Pop a yes in the chat if you can relate to this, or replayers, place your hand on your heart if you're feeling this, that just because you choose a niche doesn't mean you have to turn people away. Okay. Just because you choose a message or an audience or a masterclass title doesn't mean that if somebody reaches out to you and says, hey, like, would you be able to help me with this thing? If you can help, absolutely. You can absolutely still take them on as a client. I was a niche switcher. I had 3 different niches in the course of 1 year's time. And I was making money in all 3 niches. So first of all, I'm going to invite all of you to take a breath of that you don't have to turn people away. You can still help. And second of all, I want to remind you that you're all here for a big, huge reason. I have a couple more things I want to share for you, Kea, with you, but how are you feeling?
For the first time, I cried in public. Even when my mother died, I did not cry in public. And I was holding her hand.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because big girls don't cry, remember?
Yeah. Fuck that.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. The soul would have no rainbows if the eyes had no tears. We have to move the energy. We have to let ourselves feel the feelings. That's the only way that we're going to have our channel open enough to get past the fears. Deborah, do you have anything to add?
I'm just feeling so much potency in this moment, Kea. I want to speak to the power of the words you spoke around. We get this transformation. The person who's here having this moment is the ambassador for all of us. So I want to say thank you for your willingness to be vulnerable, to tell the truth, to acknowledge the parts that have had enough and that are ready. And what I'm hearing is the parts that are ready to be paid well for giving your gifts. I heard, I don't want to say no. And I also heard I'm tired of only being able to pay my rent. And so I'm speaking a word right now for this moment that you're creating an opportunity for every single woman here alongside you, including you, to embody greater belief in themselves, greater ability to receive being paid what they deserve. You getting paid what you deserve. So I want to say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to both of you and everyone, all my sisters here and all those on the replay mode. Thank you.
You have a calling to do spiritual mentorship. I don't think that's an accident. I think you are a spiritual mentor, and I think that you do spiritual surgery on people. And I think the right people are not going to be afraid when you say that. I think the right people are going to be attracted. Who here would agree with me? because there are so many women who are waking up spiritually and so many humans who are waking up spiritually and have felt those same feelings that you do of undeserving. So many women you can help with your story.
I
Do you
only
have a
say the nice stories. I only say the nice stories. My worst stories were from my 30s, you know?
Yeah.
And for the first time in that 2-minute video, I spoke about my dark nights.
Wow.
In a sequence, everything that happened. For the first
Wow.
time I shared it.
Well done.
Which is
So
still
courageous.
not public yet.
Well done. And so, sweetheart, have you thought about who these women might be if you were to niche down just again as a project, as a class to get started, to get to that 6 figures? Working moms.
Yes.
I was going to say, because you
But
were
older than 30. I don't want teenage moms and in their 20s, because in our 20s we still think, oh, I can do this, you know?
Yeah, working moms 30 and above, 40 and above, something like that.
30 and above, because those were my hardest years of my life, and I want to help. And that's when I had the job. I want to help those moms. Yeah. Because when people beat up men, and I'm like, I love men. They are my brothers, my father, my uncles, my friends, my sons. And if we are beating up a man, that man was raised by a woman. So we need strong mothers so we can have strong children, strong citizens, strong
and raise
adults.
Strong humans and men and boys and girls and those who might not identify as a boy or a girl. We need them all. We need them all. And we need our moms to be supported because our moms are on the front lines. I love this for you. It sounds like you're clear. I absolutely could see you putting together a mentorship program for working moms that brings in the spiritual, that brings in the mindset, that brings in strategies, like grounded strategies of how to actually cope as a working mom. And, you know, if you had a program that was $497 a month or the equivalent of something like $500 a month, and you had 20 moms, that gets you to your 6 figures. Just 20 moms.
Yeah, and self-compassion, because people use self-love without understanding compassion. You know, just to be compassionate towards that inner child. And how many abandoned, orphaned kids we walk around with?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Kaya. Thank you for all that you've been through that has brought you to this moment of raising your hand and being the first one to raise your hand like 2 hours ago and being so on the edge of your seat to get up here. I had my eye on you earlier and I just want to say you inspire me.
Thank you. And here, I even cooked while being on this call.
You're so
cute. When you said, you know, you should get your own chef, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I need a chef because I love cooking for myself.
Good. Well, maybe we'll get you a bunch of extra massages or body work or flights to amazing places.
Yeah.
I would want to invite you, Kaya, to when you eat that incredible meal you just made for yourself, that as you're eating that, you actually eat the intent to embody the full knowing that you deserve to be paid well to share your gifts.
Thank you.
I so deserve to get paid so well to give my gifts. Will you
And
do that?
I want to invite all of you to think about like, what would be the thing that what would you indulge in? I mean, when I started my business, I just wanted to be able to get body work once a week. Like I just wanted someone else to help me take care. I just had all kinds of body problems. I had scoliosis. I had chronic respiratory infections, and I just wanted access to be able to afford healers and body workers, you know, so just tap into like what is it? For some of you, it's personal chef. For Kaya, your blessing is you're eating, but like for you, Kaya, what would you love to be able to afford if money weren't an issue?
Fly first class with my friends.
I love it. I love it. Let's do it. Let's all fly to one of our next destination retreats together. And Kaya, man, that grin and the power coming through you, you are a truth teller. And I know when you unleash yourself through these events, you're going to rock it. And so it sounds like you already jumped into the Profitable Speaker Training Program. Is that right?
Yes.
What are you most excited about?
To finally do it. when I started off as a hypnotherapist, I was like, because I was in corporate and where there were these speakers who would come and do project management, and I used to do. So when I started, I was like, man, that is what I should be doing. But at that time, 20 years ago, my energy was going into picking up my kids and dropping them off and cooking fresh meals for them and getting their homework done. And 20 years.
Amazing. Amazing, Kea. You have earned this next chapter. You have earned it. And I know that you are going to be able to put a stake in the ground for these working moms in the way that you wish somebody had been able to do for you years ago, that all those years of figuring it out are going to pay off.
Oh, and the two lies. Spiritual people should not ask for money. And oh, the other one just slipped my mind. But spiritual people should not have these two things. Should not ask for money and
and should not try to be known or speak up.
Yeah.
It's not spiritual to speak up. It's not spiritual to be too loud. It's not spiritual to have money. Well, let's challenge that one for a little bit. Cause Oprah's not spiritual.
She is amazing.
Right? What is Oprah worth? Like, right? I mean, what is it like? Look it up. Oprah's worth a lot of money, right?
All the ammas and babas who come to America, everyone is rolling in gold and silk and walking only on rose petals and flying first class, Emirates or British Airways.
Yes.
It takes a lot of money to go through their doors to keep them poor.
Amen. And a woman to that. You have, I'm so excited. I'm excited to support you over the next 9 weeks. Let's do this, Kea. Thank you for standing for every woman here with your breakthrough. Papa yes in the chat if Kea just stood for you. Yes, Oprah is a billionaire. Yes, Deepak Chopra is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Yes, however you think about these humans, we're standing on their shoulders. They're some of the most incredible spiritual leaders that have allowed themselves to receive. So any part of you that thinks it's spiritual to be small, or it's spiritual to not stick your neck out, or it's spiritual to not ask for money, we're going to challenge that right now. Thank you so much, Kea. You are an absolute inspiration. There is so much love for you in the chat. Kiss for Kea. I'm just loving this conversation. Kea, I'm so glad you came up. Thank you for your courage. I'm seeing women reaching for the tissues. I can feel the replayers' hearts being opened by this particular moment in our training, this breakthrough. And I want to just speak a word for those of you that were putting notes into the chat around the things that you'd really love to be able to afford. The putting your kids through college, the being able to take your family on a vacation, being able to send your kid to summer camp, being able to fly first class, being able to afford weekly body work or massage or acupuncture or healers, being able to travel around the world, being able to just take long weekends or have long, luxurious morning practices. And I want to put a stake in the ground that that's all possible. That's all part of this. That building a speaking business is also a vote in honor of your freedom. It truly is. So Papa yes in the chat if you are willing to keep those dreams close at hand as you make this decision, take this risk, stretch into this next chapter, because we don't necessarily continue to feel drawn to taking big risks or walking through things that make us afraid if we don't think we're not going to get anything out of it. Like, you get to win too.
So beautiful, Sage. And I just also know that when we walk away from this energy, it's hard to imagine when we're alone in our own offices, creating content by ourselves, that this is possible. So I want to invite you all, while you're here in the field, to let yourself go, oh, actually, it feels so good. If it feels good to you to be with these women, to lift each other up, to see how many women just lifted Kea up who could resonate. You do not have to continue to build your business alone. It is absolutely 100% true. We go further, faster together. And this Women Rocking Business is a paradigm shifting experience for most women. Most of us did not grow up in environments, homes, schools, dorms, sororities, workplaces, where women were lifting each other up. We have grown up in a world where that competition between women was predominant. And this experience is the antithesis. We are the opposite, the polar opposite of the social norm of women's relationships. This is a place where you get to be lifted up, seen, recognized, celebrated for being the incredible, magnificent woman you are here to be, the incredible, magnificent person you are here to be. We want to hear you brag. We want to hear you celebrate. I'm so, Sage, I just want to acknowledge you for being a woman who's taking a stand for women doing this together and bringing these sisters up today like you did so that we could all celebrate their successes in real time. And that's one of your core values, this lifting each other up. And so I would just want to take this moment to be with all of you with our hearts open and our arms open and our hands open to welcome you into the new paradigm of building your business, of a completely different kind of mentorship. Kay was talking about having hired 80 mentors in the past. I can't tell you how many women I have spoken to who, when they land here with us, take a big breath and are like, finally, this is what I've been looking for literally decades. And so you're here now. And I'd be so honored to get to be one of the women coaching you, training you, supporting you to bring those beautiful dreams of yours into the world to have the impact you're here to have.
And I'm just being so touched by your hearts. I saw many of you posting, some of you posting in the chat that you want to be able to help your families. You want to be able to help bring healing to your families. You want to be able to help your siblings or your family members that are struggling with illness or disease or cancer. We're just lifting you all up. Let's take a collective breath into that and raise your hand up if it feels right and just send love out into the sisterhood, into the network of powerful, incredible leaders here. And I think about who my brother's become because I've been able to help support him with training and breakthrough opportunities and education and sobriety opportunities, and to not enable him, but to support him when he needs it. Those are two very different things. And I have seen him now stepping up and him now calling me and asking how I'm doing, that he's resourced enough to call his sister and say, how are you, Sage? That is what's possible when we stand for each other. And that's what's possible when we say yes to our own abundance, right? That we can reallocate. Money's like a tool. It's like a hammer. We can use it to build a house. We can use it to tear down a house. We want more money in the hands of women with big hearts. That is what's going to turn this world around. So it's such an honor to support every single one of you. Congratulations, those of you that are jumping in to the Profitable Speaker Training Program. I receive all of that love. Thank you all for the love that you're giving us and the team and myself in the chat. I want to welcome Lauren Gale to the program. Vanessa Boyer, welcome. Shannon Grace Clark, welcome. We're so excited to support you. Erica Byrne, welcome. Barbara Anderson, welcome. Jill Joris, welcome. Parshala Wood, welcome. Jacqueline Ballard, Angela Green. I don't know if I'm saying your names right. I want to welcome every single one of you that has said yes over the last few days. And it's not just going to be Deborah and I waiting in the Facebook group to congratulate you and welcome you. We've got 80, 90 something now women over there waiting to welcome you into the Profitable Speaker Training community. So we are going to be hanging up the line in about 20 minutes at the top of the hour. And we want to let you know that in order to receive some of those bonuses, we do invite you to jump in today. The bonus that's going to help you understand how to use social media correctly and not end up getting put in social media jail. It sucks when you don't have access to your social media account. It's a horrible feeling, and I want to help as many of you as possible prevent that. And that extra training on how to fill your live rooms. 13 proven ways to fill live speaking engagements. It's an awesome training, and you'll get that when you jump in before the top of the hour. So we are going to say goodbye to our replayers. Thank you so much for being with us and for holding Kea in your hearts in the same way that all the women here on Zoom held her in their hearts. And we hope that that breakthrough was of service to you. So thank you, replayers. You're amazing. You've been here for 2.5 hours. Absolutely. Thank you for being in this community. And we're going to say goodbye to the replayers. Stay on Zoom for a couple more Q&A sessions. Take a nice deep breath, everybody. We're going to dance it out for just a moment, reach our hands out to the replayers and just say thank you for being with us, even though you can't be here live. We see you.